that relationships will often end in disgust. And I know you want my love, but there's nothing to discuss. I don't need you in my life no more. I don't need you in my life no more. I got no money, it's getting sunny, but I still feel cold. I play nose running, you funny, you going
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day, boys. We got ourselves a bunch of new class buffs and nerfs today. Evoker, the Mythic Plus, and I guess some other PvP, I don't even know, the PvP part is just like, it seems like it's just them trying to compensate for the PvE changes. Basically, their dominance with an M plus is being kind of challenged this time around. They've been a very, very popular spec, especially when you pair them with a couple of casters. One of those casters also got a couple of changes too. I wonder if that'll be enough to have Evoker drop off a little, but I don't think so, man. It looks like the Exodia of Guardian Druid, Holy Paladin, Og Evoker, S-Priest, and a Fire Mage might still retain itself. They just do a ton of damage right now. It's super insanely effective. But there are, the changes they gave them is inside of dungeons or inside of raids, they can buff like 4 players with a ton of damage, but in dungeons they're only buffing 2. So that buff is amplified by like 40% inside of dungeons. I mean, I guess they buff the tank and the healer too, but it's mostly like 2 DPS. That being said, they're reducing that dungeon effectiveness by a little, but they're giving them a lot more eruption damage, which means you're just going to do more personal damage in single target or AoE. Will it be enough to make up the difference? Early numbers say yes. The augmentation community isn't super concerned. Again, they did the math for it, and it looks like it'll be fine. Bounce isn't a blizzard vocabulary. I mean, I like regular changes. You know what? I feel like if anything you can give them, this expansion has been pretty damn good when it comes to regular updates. Also, mages are getting buffed for PvP, like as if they really needed one. If you watch Seawork play this week, you know what I mean, dude. You know exactly what I mean. They didn't really need these buffs. Although my boy Seawork is happy about him either way. What's up, Malachi? What's up, Jake? How you boys all doing? Welcome back. Everybody's having a good one. We got ourselves the Great Vault opening. I got every one of my characters a Great Vault. Some even multiple slots, and some even got some raid slots too. I am excited. I switched the wrong thing. I am excited because every one of my characters should have something good. Alright, boys, we're just gonna start with it off the bat. I want to hopefully get something good from every single one, whether it is a weapon, whether it is a trinket. As a vengeance, oh man, tell me I played this guy. Never mind. Okay, we'll forget. So everybody but Vengeance Demon Hunter, we'll ignore him. Not a real character. I knew I forgot something, dude. I knew I forgot something. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay. You know what? Vengeance, old news. Bear Druid, that's where it's at right now anyway. Alright, off the bat, man, I want to play Mistweaver. I want to play Brewmaster. I want to play all of them. I think I want to try for, because I recently got a Brewmaster weapon. I want to try for a Mistweaver item. I want to try for a healer item. because I can get a weapon. I can get just about a variety of different things. We're gonna try Mist River. Hope we get something good. Mage Must Lol. I guess Arcade is still banned. Hey, you know what? This Friday, Saturday comes around. I'm letting Arcade Mages play. Once the chat is sick of him, that's when the chat is sick of him. But I'm not gonna bar him. I'm not borrowing them. Chat can. I'm not borrowing them. Is that good? So this is heroic. I mean, that's an upgrade. I am losing Leech, but that is a 441 piece of gear. I think it's worth. Crag's ridging scales? I mean, I'll take it. Hey, what's up, As? How do my man? Hope you have a good one, my guy. Dude, I'm not gonna bar Arcade Mages. I'll let the chat do it. I don't know. It's another thing that watching a rogue one-shot everybody. It's one thing, right? And this is me as a rogue main. It says that, okay? Alrighty, so it's not like I have like a preference towards, oh, mage main, Dal must be a mage IRL. No, I'm a rogue main, dude. I have no reason to sim for mages. I just like watching mages, and I like seeing them do well, because they're captivating. They're entertaining as hell. So I guess we could get the weapon buffed up at least a little bit, right? And I could start spending aspect shadow flame crest, but I really feel like with this character having not a single crafted piece, I probably should get crafted items, right? Chat, what do you guys think? I feel like I should craft some stuff, or I could just start amping up everything else I have and just say screw it. I feel like this could at least be like buffed up by just a little buffy, just a little buffy. I don't know, man. Monks that I to play the low DPS, even the low DPS. Yes, I'm not saying that monks are low DPS now. I'm pretty sure Windwalker is not in a bad spot. But yes, monks is one of those classes that even if they're not amazing damage-wise, they do feel great to play. Windwalker in particular. But I've been liking Mistfield recently and Brewmaster. Those are a lot of fun. Both the tank and the healer. Hey, man, want to run a plus? Yeah, I'm down, AJ. I'm down, my guy. You want to do like a Q with one of my alts? Or like a real one, like a real 20 or something. Let me know, my guy. I'm down after I get my stuff open. That's the Warlock continuation questline, right? Your soul tethers to an ally soul floating orb. Go for Bane Hollow Soulstone. Lighter Shade of Fel. That's the one I need. So I started the Warlock questline, and there's like a little bit of a questline. It introduces to you why like Night Elves and Tauren and Pandas can be Warlocks, and it like has a continuation story. And I guess it's like you gotta wait until reset in order to get the next part of it. That's gonna be fun. Alrighty, so this guy, Destro, what do we got? I already have a tier helm. Jake, what are your thoughts on this item? I have a pendant of impending perils 408. I don't think it's that good at 408. Red Sky pendant, while not amazing stats, doesn't have haste. I could always get a lot of haste in my gems. It won't be a crazy amount. It'll be like maybe 180 haste. Thoughts? How many Sokka's things you got? For like gear, none. So this would be like 4. 4 tokens. I will be able to buy nothing with those. I'm thinking do neck. 1, stamina. 2, I mean it's good for what you have. You mean you're saying 408 is good? Dependent of impending perils? If you don't want the craft neck for now, just take the neck then. Okay, I'm gonna do the neck. Alrighty, I know it's not the best stats, but like, it's got some mastery. Haste would have been amazing. Like haste, versatility. Like if it was haste heavy, I think it would have been a little bit less of like, feels weird to get it. But it's 2 items right then and there. Alright, I'll need to, I don't have the gold, the funds. Okay, I am waiting for, because my warrior got a nice BOE last night. It was a heroic shoulders from the priest with the wings and all that. That gets up for about 100k on my, I guess on my region at this point. It's like all the auction houses are connected, right? Aren't they? So if that sells, then I'll be able to use that gold on all of my alts. That'll be like 100k that all my alts get spent in order to like buy enchants and make crafted gear and whatnot. It's gonna be kind of nice. I'm just gonna leave that for my alts. A lot of crit. It is a lot of crit, but you know what? I think the stamina is gonna lead for more survivability. Crit, fine. Eventually I get a better neck. I think it's still, I imagine it's still an upgrade either way though, isn't it? Also, speaking about upgrade, this guy needs a tier piece. This guy needs like a gloves or a shoulder for tier. Also, what am I gearing this thing? I think just holy, right? I think at this point I'm just a holy paladin. I've been liking holy a lot. That's a ton of fun. Pretty master good for this quiz. None of the stats are really bad for healer. Oh, tier right there. Perfect. That's exactly what we needed. Now we can make ourselves a 4-set, proper 4-set. I'll take no issues there. It was a hero? I gotta start doing like 16s and stuff, but whatever. Crit master. So for healers, all secondary stats are technically good. Some are much better. For disc priest, you really want haste. That's like your best option, just because like the more globals you can get out, the better you heal, the better damage you do. It just ends up working really well. If you want to play holy, crit master is pretty good. The last time I heard, at least for raids. How come we don't have 4-piece? Bro, it's just, I try to get my characters done whenever I can. I got a lot of awesome, I got a billion excuses. That's about all I got. A billion excuses. The Paladin has just been one of those characters I haven't really been able to spend a lot of time on. I've been working on my Evoker ever since Augmentation, Rogue, finishing them up for the tier. I started working on the Warrior. Previously I was doing the Hunter stuff. This week I was doing a lot of Monk stuff. So it's like, there's just, I can only do one character at a time, and I did a bit of Druid too. Paladin just ended up being kind of the back burner for a bit, kind of similar with the Mage and Demon Hunter. I mean, I'm missing them out completely this week, but it's okay. Plenty of time for me to get back at those characters and start working on it, especially if that 100k BOE gets, oh my god, it looks so good in Heroic. Oh my god, that Paladin still looks so good in Heroic. Oh, even got like the extra little shimmer from Mythic. Oh, that is so good. I mean, I have almost all the parts of the set. I need a chest piece. That, or I need to like upgrade this chest piece, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I need to upgrade it. Alrighty, well, that's holy right there. And I do have an actual like two-handed weapon, which is so weird as a holy, but it works out. Hey, Dal, what's up? Worthless? How you doing, my guy? Good evening. What's up, Tobias? How you doing, my man? It's a new class. There's augmentation. I said there's I'm pretty sure my title says new class changes. Is it like new class changes? There's class changes and they're new. I always I get this question a lot, like, is there a new class? I mean, I guess for Dragonflight that was the Evoker, right? Is that what you mean? Depending on when's the last time you played the game, yes, there's been a multiple. Like if you haven't played since Wrath, it's like, well, yeah, we got Monk, we got Demon Hunter, we got Evoker. I guess it depends on the last time you played, right? Alright, next tune, Druid. Now this guy been playing a lot as a Guardian. That's been a lot of fun. God, Guardian's so good. I think I'm just gonna gear as Guardian. If I can get a good Guardian ticket, I'll be very happy. So no new class. I guess it depends when you played. As of like, do you mean like, if let's say you played yesterday and you're like, is a new class today? No. I guess, I think it depends what you mean. It depends what you mean, I guess. Yeah. When I like, I'm pretty sure all I have in the title written is like new class changes. Which means new class changes. Not new class changes. I don't know. I'm confused. I think that's good, right? Mastery, not amazing, but like, don't want to haste versatility as a bear. I have an Honor, dude. That's gotta go. That's gotta go. Like secondary stats, like with ONYXIA, that's gotta go. So I have a little bit extra crit. Not exactly what I want. Don't you get crit dodge as a bear? Or am I wrong on that? Hold on. Don't you get dodge as a bear? Lightning reflexes. You gain dodge equal to 100% of your crit. So it's kind of like parry for Demon Hunter. Crit is huge. But for bear, dodges, I mean, 30% chance to dodge isn't bad. Honestly, I was thinking that number was going to be like 12. So 30 is not bad either. Even though you don't really take any physical damage. Like, that's one thing you're really good at dodging. Now, if you could dodge magic attacks, that'll be something. If you could dodge magic attacks, that's lightning quick reflexes for a bear. That'd be insane. Last 18 more Frost DK. I gotta play some Frost, man. Maybe that's what we'll do today. Because I've been playing my mage. By the way, Blast and Arcane. I've been loving it a lot. I think I figured out how to PvE on this thing. You apparently want to cannibalize your build. You want to cannibalize your playstyle. You want to cannibalize those clear casting Arcane Missiles procs. It's weird, but apparently you just want to stop yourself. You want to just mess up your rotation because apparently that's better. It makes no sense. I guess gloves, right? It's just like an upgrade. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do here. I mean, is that better? Crit haste? Probably not, right? Haste mastery is probably even decent. I don't even know. I think I'll just do gloves. Just so it's like an item level upgrade. I don't really know. Wouldn't I did apparently like a normal or heroic or something on this guy. Might have been with guildies. I do like the color scheme though. Alright, this character does need a little bit more like that. I do need to just to get myself some crests, some crafted gear. That's what I really need, man. That's what I really need. I kind of wish crafted gear wasn't as good as it was, because crafted gear is great. Like the embellishments and stuff are huge. It's just you need the aspect crest in order to be able to get those embellishments in the first place. So I don't really know. It's kind of like a catch-22. I almost just want to spend my crests just to upgrade all the gear I have, and then work towards even more crests through M+. But it's just like I have to save crests right now to use them on crafted pieces, or I spend them right now to get the atom, or to get into the dungeon to use them on crafted pieces. You know what I mean? Probably Helm, maybe. It's got Leech, or I don't even know actually. I'm not sure which one to take here. We did a heroic run last night. I tried healing it for the last Sarker I bought. That didn't go well. Me healing didn't go well, it means. Can I upgrade these to like highest? I guess. No, I don't have the what is it, the currency, do I, with 5 stones? Okay, well what if we max it? Is that gonna be a thing? I guess eventually, right? Eventually you should be able to max it at the very least. So I guess what I'll do is I'll max these just to see what like it'll look like. I probably won't do the pants. Well, or should I? I think I'll add a variation. That's what I think I'll do. Yeah. Okay, so we'll find out which one of these items is technically the best, because I have no idea at this point. Do you have a rogue? Nice mustache. I do have a rogue. Yes, I do have a rogue. All both for classes are already in the game. How can you put that in the title? It's weird. What do you mean, me? In case you want to know, as a warrior, you need the helm, shoulders, and chest for fury. You need the helm, hands, shoulders, and chest. That's your best in slots. Oh, that didn't sim right. Apparently I have it simmed as I execute. Where I'm just able to spam execute every single global. No. Let me do some normal patchwork sims. I'm not even sure if that changes anything. It might not. I have no idea. Hold on real quick. Let me do that. Actually, let me take you guys with me. What is it? I'm glad augment PvP got nerfed heavily. So they got nerfed, but also you should know that their eruption damage got buffed by 40%. So all those nerfs to bring down the damage, you also should consider the buffs they've gotten. So there's buffs and nerfs to counteract the buffs. Really? Okay, so that weapon at 441 item level is probably my best upgrade. What about this thing? Is that the highest item level? Yeah, 3 out of 3, 1 out of 3. So if I just take the base pants, that's about 200. If I take the ring fully upgraded, that's about 32. I mean, I think I should take the weapon just so I can play Fury and arms, right? I feel like I should take the weapon. Okay, I think I convinced myself. We need a good weapon so we can play Fury. I will eventually upgrade this thing, but damn, I'm gonna need some slices of crests. Okay, Worthless, if you got any 15s you want me to do, want me to help you with, I need some crest fragments. So, actually I already have a weapon, don't I? You know, I'll sim this thing against the weapon. I should have given it a bit more thought. But maybe double weapon with the Thundercleaver axe might be better than the normal Ashkender, but who knows, honestly. How many lots of fragments too? It's all good. So I can maybe help you out with that one then. Alrighty, next character. We got Hunter. Have an 11 who would like to get requests. Okay, so 11s are pretty good too. That's 11s are really quick as well. That could work. I'm kind of hoping my rogue gets some Sarkareth loot. We didn't kill Sarkareth. As embarrassing as it is. Hopefully we're gonna kill it this week then. We're trying to see if we can just like get as much gear as we can, but we're not trying to like overtime or anything because tier's over or whatnot. Trying to have some fun with the tier. But we should be able to get Sarkareth skip pretty soon, so then we won't have to waste our time on like left hand side with experiments or the Rashok fight or doing the Skarn or anything. I think it's just like you go straight first boss, Echo, and then Sark, right? You just don't even have to do Magma Rex. Oh, that could be wrong. I mean, I think I'd take it just because it's a higher item level, Jake. Thoughts? Because it's not like I have a lot of coins to really like make it to crafted piece or anything. I have quite a lot of them actually. I'm thinking to just take the cloak, yeah? I mean, it's crit. So I guess it's like, how bad could it be? I'm taking cloak. I'm taking cloak. How bad could it be? I'm gonna need to sim it though. I'm gonna just sim all of it. So what I think I'll do is actually, I'll equip this cloak. It's gonna look all jank on my Mog. Sorta. There it is. So now it's like it's a random purple with just a sea of red. So I'll be looking at it, I'll be like, huh, why do I have this cloak? Okay, let me go figure that out. I'll be like, oh yeah, I got this thing, but I meant to sim it. Okay, let me go sim it right now. And all that. Any of these are upgrades? I think you could sim, but I think the pants are. Unless the cloak is like a haste versa. I think the pants and the higher item pants. Wait, do you have pants for tier? If you have pants, if that's an upgrade, I think higher item is probably going to be a little bit better for you. Is Guardians with nerfed? A little bit, yes. Their survivability with Ursa's Fury got shrunk a little bit. But I think they're still going to be really good. And that's a haste crit. That's exactly what I wanted. Oh my god, Priest. Also, Priest, we got to play that today. Priest is a lot of fun. I got to play that today. I want to see what the nerfs are like. Apparently, they got like about a 8% buff for single target, about a 3% nerf in AoE, which is like really as good as you could really get it. They shrunk the amount of cleave you do with Psychic Link, but all of your single target abilities are buffed up by like 12%. So, it's like the best worst buff you could really put together. It's as good of a situation as you really could get, honestly. It's real. Like, when it comes to complaints, it's like, it is a nerf, don't get me wrong, in AoE, but like, 3% for an 8% trade in single target, I see that as an absolute win. That seems like the kind of deal you would take. More single target damage, which is like the thing that CyberPowerPC is an amazing in. Yeah, I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say no to that. I think that's overall going to be an improvement depending on the dungeon. Will they get any buffs and nerfs? Frost, Major Death Knight. Because mages and Death Knights did get a buff recently-ish. Mages got a buff this week, actually. With PvP specifically. I'm thinking it's a dud. So I'm thinking we coin it. That's like the first dud. I do gotta put some work on the DK. It's actually kind of fun to play. It's just like, I keep putting this one on the back because I'm like, you know what? Death Knight is super fun, but not like so fun that I just want to keep jumping back on it. Like, that's Warrior for me. That is Guardians, that is Evoker. That is my Brewmaster right now, Mystery River, right? That's the character I want to keep hopping on over and over and over. Besides playing Rogue, because Rogue is really fun. Tell me I got a key down on this guy, because I feel like I might have skimped out on the Shaman. It is a character that I still enjoy to this day. Underrated. Not enough people play it, but I feel like I might have skipped. I didn't skip out. I didn't skip out. This thing I barely play. I barely try super hard on this thing anymore. I am hoping to get a good trinket. That's one thing I need is a good trinket. Because all I got is this flowstone. I still got a ring, onyx amulet. I guess you're my replacement. Hello there. It is a lot of master, which isn't my ideal stat, but I'm pretty sure it is my. I'm assuming. I'm pretty sure though it is miles better than my amulet. You know what? I had a good time with amulet, but like it's time to let it go. Just let it go. I should craft some stuff, shouldn't I? I should get some stuff crafted. Okay, we'll sim it. I do need some stuff crafted though. I should just go and spam out because I need like one more and I can craft something good. Because I can craft a ring. I can craft a probably not a trinket, right? Probably just do like a normal raid or something to get a decent trinket from I don't know, one of the bosses. Maybe. I should probably do more under us so I can get double the Crocodile kind of enhancement. Single target in AoE should be something normal. Single target better than AoE. I feel like for this tier specifically, in dungeons it could be a little different, but still boss damage matters at the end of the day. And like being able to do single target damage to some degree can matter. It depends on how the tank pulls, because there are some classes can gain quite a bit of value, and some classes scale super well, so you do want to play into that value. That being said, having decent single target on a class at the end of the day helps, because you can have Windwalker that can do all the cleave and all the AoE, but at the end of the day, a lot of the fights where things really just push comes to shove are single target in a lot of the cases. And then you go from like being a good class overall to a more specified class. You're really good in special situations, but not great in the general situation. The most general situations is you with a raid and one boss. And if you can't do well there, you know what I mean? What class are getting buffed? So we got ourselves the warriors. Really all the tanks are getting buffed except for Brewmaster. That's got a bit of a nerf. Mages for PvP are getting buffed. Hunters have got buffed up as well. We got warriors for PvP also got buffed up a little bit. Shadow Priest for single target, but they were a little bit reduced as we talked about earlier. Let me see if I can bring up like a full list. I think Shamans got buffed up a little bit for PvP too. Like Rester got buffed up for generalized uses. Augmentation got some changes. Windwalker got buffed up all across the board, which is really good for them. Luminous Barrier for Displays also got a little bit better. Restoration Shaman Healing is increased by 5% all across the board. And I think a little bit more, some mana reductions for PvP. But the range of your Ascendance heal is a lot better now, so it's going to be a little bit better in like a raid situation. Boomy got cut down a little bit when it comes to AoE cont, PvP cont specifically. Shadowpraise got some changes, but not amazing. Monk got some changes, but also nothing crazy. They did have like an updated list of like changes, didn't they? I think they did. Let me just double back on that, because I'm pretty sure they did. Like last second changes. Yeah, here we go. There's some changes. Like the Hunter PvP change. Hunters were about to get buffed up. That got removed. Devastation Firebreath damage or damage over time increased by 20%. So that's kind of good. So your dot is going to be a little bit more effective. That's kind of nice. Angel's Mercy sees defensive is a little bit reduced. Penance damage and healing increased by 15% for priests. For PvP specifically. Fire Mage, Living Bomb does 300% more damage, just across the board afterwards. Arcane Mage, Arcane Sphere, 25% buff. Arcane Missiles, about a 7% buff. Arcane Orb, 30% for PvP. Nether Tempest, 1 to 50% buff for PvP. Frost Mage, Frost Bolts are doing 150% more damage in PvP. Over 100%, so like a 50% buff there. Hunt damage deals to 130% more in PvP. They really want to at least give Hunt a playstyle, at least viability to it. There's so PvE and PvP specific changes. It all depends what kind of changes you're looking for. So how did this ring sim? It is an upgrade with haste. 2,000. Oh, okay, 2,000. That's how big of a nerf ONYXIA Analog is apparently. Oh my goodness, secondaries, baby, let's go. All right, so we're feeling like a brand freshly shaman, man. So that doesn't need to be replaced. Eventually, I do want to get a better ring, but like I feel like there's other things that. Actually, no. Maybe the ring is probably my worst item at the moment. Might actually be. I need a haste buff for the little finger. 700. That was like 100 the other day. Do I want to? Fine. Whatever. That was like 100 the other day. What is this? Who's resending the auction house with these things? I don't know. It's because it's Tuesday, right? Once tomorrow comes around, it's back to like 150 or something. Today, 700. Next day, that's whatever. Because I know these suckers are going to want to try to gear up the character, try to replace the items before the raid tonight. You know what's gonna happen? How many characters do you have at somebody? One of every class right now, and I'm probably thinking of adding more. Do you want to spec with 200 weapon spec? Dude, I would love it, man. Give him a scythe, make him like a Reaper class, let him generate souls and use that as a resource instead of Fury. Make him a debuff class like an Augmentation Evoker. You have a third spec for Demon Hunter. I still want that as a viable playstyle. Alright, Evoker next. We're trying to get ourselves something good for Augie. Hopefully we get something good. We got the, I mean, that's a tier piece right there, right? And honestly, this got speed though. They're very similar to one another, but I'm thinking pick up that extra speed. Yeah, I'm thinking pick up the speed. All right, that'll work. Augie got a buff. I do want to see how Augie plays now after the changes though. Oh my god, we gotta try them in a dungeon, man. I want to see if I do more damage than before, because you are supposed to do more personal damage, less of like a buff in the side of Men Plus. But I want to see how that works out, because Rupture should be a lot more effective. I don't think it'll be that big, but like who knows, right? You never really know. All right, so that's a nice little one extra item level upgrade. I do like how this character actually got some decent gear. I've been putting a lot of effort into this one specifically. Let's go get ourselves the pants. I'm not sure if I want to get them like as a mana pants, mana enchant, or like just stamina. I guess it doesn't really matter much, does it? More mana, because I can at least use it as a healer. Or do the healers use frozen spell thread too? I'm gonna go survivability, just because I think it's good. I think it's generally good. Demon, exactly, yeah, dude, like a third spec of Demon Hunter, if they can do augmentation, right? Adding a spec mid-expansion, I think they could do that with Demon Hunter at some point in the future. I would love for that, like, to be maybe like a 10-1, 10-1-5, or 10-2, 10-2-5 at this point. feature, 10.3 feature, I don't know, 10.37, 10.27, I don't really know, 11, 12? Just let us, give us a window, give us a date, that'd be great. All right, Rogue it is. So Rogue has 2 items that I can get that are mythic raid pieces. I am hoping for Sarkarath loot, the 450 item mode pieces, that or Notharian. Was ready? Or maybe like a Croc Tusk from my Mythic Plus loot. Or like Forge Storm or something. That'd be great too. Come on, I already had these gloves. I already had 450. 47? Really? I get coin. I mean, I guess it's a socket, right? Yeah. I guess that is a 450. That is kind of lame, honestly. Alright, well, hopefully we kill Sarkarath this week. I was really hoping for that beacon, man. I need a better beacon. I've had a normal beacon since ever. Alrighty, I'm thinking... So we got socket here, sockets here. I guess I could put a socket in the wrist, right? I'm not going to change this out. Is that my last item that could do a socket in? I think so. That's all socketed out. Yeah, my last socket item. Okay, whatever. Whatever. I guess it's an extra one. That works out. It's not that bad, I guess. I don't know, man. But at this point, like, my rogue can't get anything better unless it's like a direct item from a dungeon or raid. At this point, I can't get better than that. Wow. We hit our cap for a bit here then. That feels good, but also not good either. Also not good. Like, it's good in a perspective of like, it's kind of nice to like have a character that's like feels kind of finalized, but also like now there's not much I can do to contribute towards getting better gear because I sim myself too, right? I sim my character, I sim the crafted pieces because I have a couple of sparks right now and I have billion aspect crests. So I can make crafteds. That being said, I can't get anything that's an upgrade from my crafted gear unless I just do complete overhaul of like double Croc Tusk build or whatever with a Sulfic and then go into Engine Helm and swap on my pants and then take off the whole like swap out the belt for the Toxified patch, and then that's just like a slightest gain ever compared to what I got. And even then, sometimes I sim it, it's the slightest gain, and sometimes I sim it, it is not even a gain, it's actually a loss. So it's like, it's basically right there at the precipice. I just need a better grenade that is mythic upgraded. I need a beacon that is also heroic or mythic upgraded. And that's really about it. Maybe even a higher ammo version of these weapons, but that's only like from Great Vault. At this point, all I can do is just roll into the raid, roll into my dungeons, and then roll the bones to see if I get something good from the vault. So it feels good, but also not that good, because I'm basically like soft cap. But also like, I want to do better, but there's only very limited stuff I can do right now. Rogue's so geared. Dude, this thing is kitted to the teeth. And it's still, it's even running sealed Diurna. And you know why? You're probably like, but I'll replace this thing. That's an obvious change. I tried simming for a ring with exactly the same stats as this thing, which is my best. And it's a downgrade because this thing has a gig amount of Versa, lots of critical strike, and it has a bit of fire damage. This 5,000 fire damage over 2 seconds effect that barely procs ever, that is insane. Apparently it's really, really, really good. I don't know if I have like, I don't know, damage from it anywhere. Hold on, maybe the overall. Let's see, overall. Is that a thing? Where is it at? Where's this ring? It's not even sure. There it is. This is like my overall doing a bunch of PvE content or whatever. Sealed Diurna, it did about 1 million as an overall, and that is enough. That little bit of damage that it does makes it better than any other ring that I can get. It is weird. It is weird. But it works. For some reason, it just really, really works. Alright. Suck it in. This is a Force Paladin spec, lol. Honestly, dude. I don't think they'll do a Force spec for any classes anytime, though. I don't think so. Want to do my 11? I was about to ask the chat what you guys want to see. We got a bunch of class changes today. I kind of want to go in and slam it on the bear. I just want to see like how big are these bear nerfs or whatever. So I'd like to try that out if possible. I want to play my monk some more. They did end up nerfing Brewmaster a little bit. I would love to check out the Evoker and see how big these nerfs are. See if I'm less effective, more effective, anything. Just into any big vaults. Jonathan, let me go do a quick rundown. I completely forgot about the Demon Hunter. Boots for the monk, which is decent, and crit mastery deck for warlock, which is an amazing shoulder. So we got tier 4 set for the paladin. Finally, we got a I think it is a, what do you got on this guy? I forget. a ring, I think it is. So we're replacing my Onyx Sunlit. We got ourselves gloves here, so that's a little bit of an upgrade there. We got another weapon for the warrior, so Fury should be pretty good. Hunter got cloak. Haven't transmogged it because I still want to sim and stuff, but might be an upgrade. Belt upgrade for this guy. I think this is the first dud for the night. We got a ring, which replaces the ring that we had, so it's like a 2000 DPS upgrade. Evoker got pants at 447 with speed, and then the rogue got a socket for the bracer. So generally, pretty good upgrades except for one dud. Honestly, couldn't be that mad. Where'd you get that ring from? The Aeronaut one on the rogue. So that's the first boss of Vault of the Incarnates Mythic. You either go back and do that one to get the ring, or you don't. In most cases, it's not really worth, but I've had it since last year, and it's still really, really good. Even they nerfed it by 25%, and even then it's still really good. I think Monk is another class, like Windwalker is another spec, that would still use their Aeronaut ring on single target. Going with the bear? We could do the bear, man. Could get the bear out of the way. Bear is a lot of fun. I feel like with the bear, I could literally pull the world, and I can live forever. I don't need to worry about survivability at all. It's so fun. We can do the bear, man. Let's get the bear out of the way. What race is Rogue Nightborn? He's one of the allied races Nightborn, which you can get access to just by being level 14. I'm here for DPS. Yo, let's take it with me, AJ. I'm pretty sure I should have a key, right? Pretty sure. What key do I have? I have Underrod 17. That's a good key. Want to do them Underrod? Maybe. I guess I could sim it or list it. This is for Underrod. What are the affixes this week? Fortified Entangling Bolstering. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I feel like Entangling is kind of annoying, but like if you bring a Paladin for the team, you chill in. Gonna go robot, nothing. For Bear, I think I want to go Haste, right? So AJ, let me know, my guy. Even after the nerf? Yeah, no, I think it's still gonna be really good. I think I may go get that. If you can find a group for it, yeah, go for it. Why not, right? I'm guessing I need haste. Oh my god. At least the price went down even a little bit. What's up, AJ? Let me get you in here, my guy. Easy. Easy, fella. Are you gonna go in the Evoker? Let's go. Are you playing that thing as augmentation? Dev? Okay, I feel ya. You got yourself good trinkets on it. Freddy, we can get this guy, I guess. 3,200 IO main. I mean, okay, whatever you want to do, my man. Women I'm worried for the 17. It's what if you want to join Malachi, you can. I just don't know how geared that thing is. Can you do damage to that? Because like that's all you need is just fortified. You gotta live. That's all you gotta do. Because I'm gonna pull everything. I'm not really gonna stop. Bear doesn't really need to. I mean, maybe with these changes, I may need to, but they're basically changing so Thrash and Maul, which also counts as Raise. Raise and Maul are basically interchangeable. It doesn't say intilted, but it's true. Thrash and Maul grants you an absorb shield for 50% of the damage dealt 15 seconds. So, as you thrash and raise, you get yourself a pretty big shield. And if you're getting super aggressive, cleaving multiple mobs. I do want to double check to make sure that raise can still. Yeah. Raise still does count as Maul. I just hit 5 targets and I got an 86,000 shield. That's pretty good. Warther Mage, so I can only take one, Wartherus or Malachi. I can only take one of you boys. Do I take Wartherus, I guess? How's the Vault today? Pretty good actually, Super Ninja. Pretty good actually. Overall, a nice bit of upgrades here and there. More like Devastation M+. Is this guy telling you like what to play? Hold on. Oh, which is better? Oh, he's asking a question. Okay. I feel you, I feel you. We do have a mage, I guess, so we could double up on mages. I mean, it's just a 17, right? Doesn't really matter that much. I guess I'll take my Wartherus. I don't really care. I don't think it'll make that much of a difference. There's gonna be a bunch of mages blasting. I think I should be able to, hopefully, hold aggro. I'm just gonna cross my fingers and be like, hopefully, can hold aggro. I also should be able to like upgrade some of these things as well soon. Like I send them to my rogue. I just need a bunch more Shadowflame crests. Closest to was a 9 parsec last stage. I'm still going for the last for the damn boss with the Felbear. Okay, so with the Felbear boss, are you playing like the damage strat? Because I feel like doing the damage strat for that thing is so much better. So I don't exactly remember, or do I? Okay, I used to have a talent build for just for Mage Tower, but I'm pretty sure the build is Balance Affinity, and you pick up Star Surge, you pick up Heart of the Wild, and you pop that in the opener and do as much damage as you can in the opener and you stay in a boomkin form. Ads come out, you press Barkskin just so you can like radiate Barkskin with the Brambles, right? And as they're about to do the cast and just like start AoEing, you pick up the Disorient Orb, Disorient them, and just like Sunfire them and just keep DPSing the boss. You're mostly just trying to truck down the boss. You're not even in bear form, right? He's trying to do this cast with the channel, knock him back. And then back in Boomy, and then just DPS him. You literally just stay in Boomkin and DPS him, and you just truck right through the boss really, really quickly at the beginning. I get maybe 1 Infernal. 2 is doable, but 1 is the best. DPS him fast enough, and then you do Cruel in bear form. You can start in Boomkin form, full buffs, full everything, blast him as much as you can, and when he doesn't annihilate, pop in a bear form, and you'll want to at least just like have some kind of a survivability. Probably not Barkskin, because the first one you want to normally Iron Fur once or twice. Second one you borrow a Bark. Then you want a wall, and then at the end you should probably have a wall and a bark, maybe even Rage of the Sleeper together, because that is a reflect effect, and you want to interrupt the guy, and then you're going to just want to run. And you kind of want to use those orbs, the Disorient ones, aggressively. Ads come out, they kind of run into Valen, you thrash them all together, they're about to start casting, Disorient, AoE them down very quickly. Yeah, that's more or less what you want to do. We don't have a spot for DPS, I just picked up 4th, my guy, you should have just signed up. We just need a healer. Why do we not have a healer right now? Do we think we can make Bear or DPS warrior style? I don't think so. At the end of the day, bears are a tank. Everything you play, everything you do as a bear is going to be designed to be a tank spec. You are limited with how much DPS you're going to be able to do, and that's just a matter of fact. That being said, for a tank, bear druid damage can be really, really good. Can. Doesn't mean it's going to be able to blast out DPS out of the water, but it can be really, really high. Like, for example, this is, I guess, more or less the highest DPS a bear can do right now in single target. I mean, Pumps is competing there with some of the lower end DPS. He's doing about 113, where the highest is 140. So you're not that far behind. You can do quite a lot of damage, but you're still, at the end of the day, a tank. That's going to be your limitation. There isn't much you can really do about that whatsoever. So like maybe at some point they could give him like a spec of bear that you can like adjust. Maybe like there could be like a talent at the core. Like, do you want to be a DPS bear or a tanking bear? And then maybe the rest of your talent tree changes depending on your spec of choice, right? Almost like add like, because bears druids have 4 specs. It's almost like adding a 5th spec, a variation of bear that's similar to a warrior. I'm not against that entirely. I just don't think they would do it because it's a lot of things that you got to tune and balance and figure out. Like, okay, so tank bear gets a wall, but like a normal bear, DPS bear gets a what? How do you tune that? And also the playstyle of Guardian right now, like it's pretty simplistic. It's just like Thrash whenever you have it, and then you throw on Mangle for resources, and then that's really about it. Thrash, Mangle, and you're good, right? And then the rest of it just doesn't really matter too much. You're just using your resources to keep yourself alive, or using your resources to do damage. And it's just like, how do you balance it, how you tune it? And I imagine like if you just went to like a hyperbolic time chamber, right? Super Saiyan kind of stuff, right? All the time in the world to come up with something, you could. But like something you could come up to be ready for like 10-1 or 10-2 rather. Starting now, I don't know. I feel like the augmentation of Evoker has been in the works for a while. You know, so I don't think you'll be able to do it all that easily, all that quickly. But would it be awesome if it could? Yes. I don't think you'll be able to. Not off the bat. Are healing druids still a thing, or are they not good? They're still good. They're still really good. It's just Holy Paladins right now have taken the job of healer from every other healer. Holy Paladins are really, really strong. Not only can they do a lot of healing, it's instant healing, for the most part on the move. They also are less like positionally tied. Still, they want to be in melee for the most part because you are a melee healer. You do have some of the melee healing mechanics about it, but still, you know. That being said, they're just like a really, really strong right now, and they offer a lot in terms of Mythic Plus. They're also really good for raids as well. Like, Rusted Druid can pump in raids, and they're not terrible, but it's just like not super hyper meta right now. I would say there's probably a lot more preferred than like Mistweaver still, or Holy Paladin, Holy Priest in like raid, or Mythic Plus, I guess. But still, they're not bad. They definitely just have kind of fallen off a little, just a little, but they're generally good. But we'll see. I'm definitely just taking on WoW and never even vanilla. Tanking is definitely a different beast compared to DPSing. Tanking is something I never really got into. But like once you figure out a tank that fits your playstyle and you really try playing around with tanking, playing around with defensives, playing around with offensive abilities, it's all about finding a playstyle that fits you. I know at the end of the day, everybody's going to be like, oh, you need to play this meta tank or that meta tank, this, that, or the other. But like, especially when jumping into a role you're not used to, finding a class that fits that role for you, perfectly for you, the playstyle you like, playstyle that gets you into it, that gets you want to play it more, that wants to explore it more, that makes a world of difference. What got me into like even trying healing is playing discipline. I'm a DPS main at heart, so all I do is just go in, big numbie, don't even think, no brain usage, right? And for me, it was really difficult to like pick up a healer, just because I'm like not a healer main at all. So picking up a disc priest that does healing through damage was like a nice middle ground, man. That's why Paladin was really good for me with melee healing playstyle. Mystery was really good. It just helps me like dive into the world and explore it on a playstyle that fits me. You know what I mean? I need to rage check. I'm wasting everyone's time. Same thing with tanks. You know, it's not about, oh, what's the meta tank? Okay, well, I need to learn how to play that. No, just find a tank that like fits you, that fits your playstyle, that works for you, and then start there. That's what I recommend. Start there, even if it's not the most meta. Start there, because that'll help you like get into it. And you have a lot of options, man. You have them as super tanky, very lots of defensives heavy. As like a warrior, you have protection paladins too, right? But then you also have something a little bit more passive like Demon Hunter and Brewmaster, or something that's easier to play like a Bear Druid, for example. So there's a lot of options out there in terms of like what kind of tank you can play. I'm gonna pull all of you. Gonna pull all of you. Come on. Come here, boys. Come here, everybody. Come here, everybody. So ideally, like I shouldn't have to get any healing, hopefully. Roar. Just so I can walk out of it. That'll be ideal. Hopefully I won't have to heal. Oh yeah, the old bolster. Oh, that's gonna be pain. That's gonna be painful at times. We have frost mages? Oh, we do have frost mages. Alright, we'll go left side. Also I do need to turn off an addon real quick. Hold on, big debuffs. You gotta die if you run in. Don't die. Don't die real quick. Okay, now we can die. Oh, what the hell? I can moonfire him a little bit, but that's about all. Sorry. You guys just kinda ran in when I wasn't really ready. Not at all. I was just turning up an add-on. Somebody's gonna have to spell steal that, by the way. Nice. I really want to kill this priest if possible, and then pull the next. Pull next. Okay, we're gonna move. We're doing it. Hold on, I'm switching music. Might not be the best song here, actually. Is this some good? No, the next one is good. Yeah, that was good. Okay, we got this. I got nothing for now, except I got heals. I can heal. I can heal. And I can heal myself too. Hold on. AJ, you gotcha. I love Bear Druid, the healing component though. I do love that, the group healing that you can do. That's really fun. And the self-heal too. That's also good. What did I get hit by? Bleed? I got hit by something. I'm not really sure what. Go bark though. We're chilling. Physical damage does nothing to us right now. My man's. I guess he just ran and just died. What the hell are we dying to? Dark Omen, Bar Spear, Dark Omen. 2 ticks of Dark Omen? Okay, so we gotta make sure. Focus on whatever is scary in the group. Focus on something, boys. Evoker's Lust, please. I don't really know if you need to have Evoker Lust. You could just have, like, you lust twice, you know? Maybe he wants to use it for later. Alright, I want to try to see if I could beat these mages and evokers in my single target damage. I want to do more damage than they do. I don't know if I'll be able to. We'll try. Try to pull them together. What the? Pull it all together. Bark skin. Give myself a self heal. Shouldn't need like healing. Ideally. Especially if he's just not aiming to creep at me at all. Also, I just healed your pet. I just healed your water ellie. Why am I healing your water ellie? Why is that a thing? Why is this a thing? Also, Mage did pretty good damage there. Mage spikes, dude. Half a mil. Okay, I think it's the first time I actually did a dungeon with a mage. Like a proper dungeon with a mage. Alright, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do these guys. Please don't pull those other things over here. I'm gonna do one of these. Keep in mind, I do want to pull these things if I can. Big pull, big pull, big pull, boys. Mages, you guys are gonna enjoy this one. Mages, you're gonna love this number. Alright, now we got everything grouped up. I can just like slam it. A big AoE. And hopefully I can like heal to break you guys somewhat out of your cocoons here. Hopefully. Just be sure you're careful with the diseases. Because we can't really dispel you. DZ, yeah, literally can't help you with that, my guy. You gotta make sure you get the interrupts. I can sometimes heal you here and there, but not often. Once in a blue moon. Like right now I got a big heal. I can maybe bust you out of it. But that's really about it. Yeah, be sure to focus in on the disease. Yeah, it's like a... Oh, can you? Oh, you can? Okay, okay, okay. I didn't realize. I'll do like this. Be sure to focus on the big guy. The big one. Probably should pull more, honestly, but kind of waste of Incarn. Sorta. Owie. Did he get CC'd? He might have. I don't know if he can B-res him or not. Or not. Probably should just focus on this thing. I probably shouldn't have pulled that. The bowstring and whatnot. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have pulled that now that I'm thinking about it. Wait, I can suck these things. I forgot about it. Don't get into melee with that rest of my guy. What are you doing over there? Get in melee with these things. That's scary. Alright, let's do one of these. We'll do these three. I want to do like a pretty big pull after this. So we'll do this for now, and then we'll do a big pull after. Can roar that. I'm gonna hold on to my big defensives. So we can do a really sizable pull. With a little grub. Can get that grub. Good knock. Beautiful. Okay, we got the other mage too, so we should be able to do a big pull. Hopefully. Can't do anything here. So we gotta grab this. Somebody's gonna have to probably interrupt that thing. I will pull the big guy too, but I feel like it's probably not a good idea. But maybe. Maybe that's a good idea. Also, I'm gonna look out. Whoever gets hit by that other guy with the roar, with the what's it called? The stun, the disease. I want to be able to heal you, top you off immediately. Can't really stop it right now. Actually, yeah, I could. I could typhoon it. I should be better at that. I don't think I ever owned a mage back when I played non-stop. Mages are really good, man. They're really good right now. They got a rework for 10.17 or 10.15. They've gotten a nice little talent rework, and they're playing a lot better than before. I kind of want to pull all these things too. Yeah, I want to make sure these mages get like someone to fight at all times. I don't ever want them to be bored. I want to make sure these mages are never bored. Ursuls, just so I can keep everything here. Nice, big stun. Huge. Big love in that. We'll just clean up the rest of this room. And we'll just keep pulling so we can just get ourselves even more DME. Rest of Druid, he's not really... I guess he's like trying to DPS. I was gonna say it didn't really seem like he's trying super hard to heal. But I felt like that's not exactly what I wanted to say either. Okay, kind of biggish pull. Oh wow, okay. Just grab all of them there. Alright. I can't really... I can roar, right? Yeah, I can roar this. No mind, we got the druid. You might want to be careful. Hold on, I got you. Ooh, big heal. I saw I held him there for a second. That must have not felt great. We can roar that. Big roar. Oh, damn. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can waddle over. Cut them all out here, maybe, I guess. I guess we knock him again out of the green. keep rushing over. I've never registered. I moved the HUD entangling. Yeah, entangling is a weird one. It isn't yet fixed though. Mages are fun. Fire mage especially. Oh yeah, for sure. Mages are incredibly fun. If you haven't given them a go, Frost and Fire both have gotten quite a nice bit of changes. They're really, really fun. We're gonna pull those guys. Let's pull this thing. I've got the big Ursoc. What is it? Rage of the Sleeper. Sleeper OP. Roar this, which gets both of them. Beautiful. We're just kind of gonna AoE. My man's got a meaty shield. What is that? It's gotta be a trinket, right? It's gotta be a trinket he's using. We're able to do like a really bigger pull than this, honestly. Much, much bigger. Also, I don't even know if that trinket is worth using in in AoE like this. Maybe better for single target. But I'm not sure. The what is it, the homing raid horn? It's not even that strong either. I don't know how I feel about this thing, Homeland Raid Horn. I feel like I should amp it, but it just also feels like a waste of resources too. Although, like, if I get 2 trinkets amped up, then every other trinket I could kind of just like max out, and it's just nice. Can kick. I can kick that apparently. Want to be able to kick this one. I guess this is what happens when you bring 2 casters, right? What I can do is I can't dispel myself either. Okay. Can anybody dispel? Because there's not a lot of curse dispels in this place, so I guess it makes sense to not go into curse dispel playstyle. But it's like the times when you do need a curse dispel, it is very, very useful. Incredibly useful. I don't even know if it's worth pressing iron for against these guys, honestly. I wonder what you do in a like, hierarchy, though. Alright, we'll do this guy real quick. We're gonna try to hit multiple mushrooms with him as best we can. Okay, so now I want to kind of hit these ones if I can. Oh, it might be a little tough. I guess we gotta do it for these mushrooms. Don't hit the ones that I'm trying to do though. If you guys ways can help. I think I have one more shockwave, right? Hopefully. No, or not. Ooh, health. Okay, at least I can kind of heal myself. The dot doesn't really do nearly as bad. It's that initial dot. That's what's really, really painful. It's that initial one. I'm also really, really bad at lining up for these mushrooms. Like, incredibly bad. We'll get these down. The dodgers. Let's see if we can waddle them out and maybe position this way-ish. I think I get at least one shockwave, hopefully. Rest of Druid keeps running out, trying to clear them early. Not what he should be doing, but I mean, I kind of see what you're trying to do. Alrighty. Boss time. Real boss time. What's up, AJ? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good one, my guy. Welcome, 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 welcome. Haze Mastery? You think it tastes Mastery better? Really? I was thinking it tastes Versatility nowadays. Imagine Wrath used to tank and not stop at raids, good old days. Tanking, I think, did change quite a bit, though. Tanking did change. Yeah. Yeah. And just absolutely destroy this thing. Just absolutely blast this thing to smithereens. Don't give it a chance. Okay, I don't know how you do this, like, bear avoidance thing, though. How a bear is supposed to avoid the boss when he does this vomit ability. Normally, as a tank, you would just try to, like, walk away. I don't know how you're supposed to do that as a bear. Maybe I could like cat form it. Oh no, probably not want to. Probably don't want to do it like that. All right. Normally, as a tank, you'd like leap away from that. I don't think as a barrier druid you can. I literally don't think the game is gonna let you. Alright, everybody. Ready to go. Alright, everybody run. Do sprints. Yeah, I don't think it's a druid. You can't get out of that at all. Whatsoever. Can I walk over here? Grab a couple of these. Hopefully that'll be good. Hold on. Can I capture you real quick? Alright, that'll work. I guess I just have to wall this. I'm not really sure. Again, normally this tanks you just to do a leap. You just run away. Even Paladin just like save your horse and back the hell away as best you can. If it's a bear, just gotta like start pre-moving. Throw up, I'll take it the boss. No, we're chilling. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're supposed to do as a bear druid, honestly. I have good mobility, but I don't have like incredible mobility, just like instantaneously like leap out of the way. So I don't really know what you're supposed to do. Hold on, I gotcha. Wait, what? Didn't heal you? I thought I had a proc. Apparently not. Alright. Single target the group, we got a Evoker pumping, but the mages definitely need like something more than just a handful of mobs to fight. So I don't really know. I feel like what we could do is we could do the worm and then take the big guy into the big pack, but I don't think it's a good idea. It's just a lot of kicks and stuff to deal with. I feel like in a real group, you probably would end up doing that just so we can max out the value of mages. I just don't really know, like, if in a pug, how all that gonna end up working out. So we gotta make sure we get the kicks. And I think what I'll do is I'll kick the volley, and I'll wait until he does this big spit, and I'll try to see if I can roar it. I'll roar it. Like, maybe I can start taking that guy in as he's about to die. That's a viable alternative. Maybe get a kick on this guy and just go in. That's bolstering. I'm just gonna take it easy. Alrighty. Have fun, boys. Have fun here. I did not get to kick that guy at all, so I'm just gonna have to live. But we're bear druid. Wait, more damage. More damage. More. Hold on, we're beating one of the mages. Hold on a second, we were beating one of the mages for a second there. Hold on, wait, no, yes we are. Hold on a second, do we maintain the lead? Oh, beautiful. Oh, love it, the bear druids. They're really fun right now. Oh, come here, back over here. Squid looking. God, this thing is fun. Want something we were proud of you? I hope so. But this is why I meant, like, you just gotta find a spec of tank that's like perfect for you. And I felt like bear, whether it was good, whether it wasn't good, I always had an easy time getting into bear druid, just because like the basic healing mechanics of the spec are like pretty easy to get into, and it feels like I can do pretty consistently well on it, because it is one of the easier tanks to get into. Oh god, it is one of the easier tanks to get into. It's like there's a lot of ways you could like passively deal with damage, but then you also have fairly effective, mostly short CD cooldowns. So then, like, if you really ever do need like a button to press when you're like in big trouble, you always have one. One thing that bear's never really been good at is in getting aggro immediately. So like against like effects like fire mage usually, or like warlocks to some degree, like anything that warriors, I guess to a degree as well. Snap aggro has always been like pretty bad with them. Like if you need aggro momentarily at a moment's notice, oh, my team is already like getting so much aggro, I gotta make sure that I'm able to wrestle it quickly. Bear's never really been great at it, unless you're using like your cooldown super aggressively. That's about the only time you can. I also do love the hybrid capability of the bear, like the fact that I could just off heal and I can play into those Moonfire playstyle or so. That's been also really fun for me. I've always enjoyed that. Oh, you're good. Honestly. Yeah, I feel like B-res. We could burn one. We haven't used one at all, I don't think. In normal res, I guess, or no? Buff you up and we're good. Brewmaster is another one that I think is really good too. Like that one has a lot of his defensives. Instead of actively mitigating a thing like a shield wall or an iron fur or bone shield charges of blood decay or anything like that, you just passive. Stagger is just there. And you just gotta take off stagger or like pop a shield. Whenever you have a lot of stagger, you're taking a lot of damage. But a lot of it is just really, really passive. So I always found that one's like really, really good for new players to learn, to pick up immediately. Just because like the mitigation, the main component of like what makes you tanky and what makes you defensive, it plays by itself and you're just managing it. It's not like you're having to like actively use it. And to some degree that I think can be a little bit easier to like play into. Especially if you're new. Because then you can just focus on rotation, you focus on the damage, you focus on the abilities, you focus on your positionals. Very true to some degree. I also find like in a very, very similar like strain. The rotation itself isn't all that like super complicated, so it makes it easier for you to focus on the important things. Much easier. Like having a major blink past us. Was it Warcraft that blinked us? Or is it Freedy? I think it's Freed actually. I think Freed was trying to go with a blink at the end. What a goober. Healer, you might just have to start dispelling. I don't know if you're doing that already or not. Warther's dead now! This is why I was like, we probably should start working on the spells, huh? Probably start doing that. Okay, this entangle is getting kind of annoying. I'll probably try Guardian because I'll play for so long. I think you'll enjoy Guardian. That or Warrior. Warrior is also another one that's fantastic. It's just, depends what kind of a tank would you want to play. Do you want to have a tank that has like an answer for every situation? I feel like Warrior, with the amount of cooldowns you can play into, is one of those tanks. You always have an answer no matter the combat scenario you're in. It feels like there's a defensive for everything you do. Bear is like a simplified version than Warrior. It has defenses, but like Warrior also has like group utility to some degree, where like on a button, you have a button for as an answer. With Druids, like some buttons have like different uses, I guess. Like the free proc of regrowth I got, I can use it on myself to heal if I need it. Or I could use it to like top off AJ who's dying, right? So it's all about like knowing when to use it, knowing how to use it. But like the actual rotation of like running in and press and swipe, you could do that mindlessly. You don't even have to use brain power in terms of swipes. So I guess it just frees up a lot of the like processing speed in your brain for like everything else you want to do. Keep an allies alive, you could do that. Oh, is this the last one? It is the last one, isn't it? I got no heal. So I guess we just AFK until we win. Where is the box? The Rogue is still a favorite? Yes, 100%. Definitely my favorite DPS. Although I have been enjoying Evoker a lot. Not gonna lie. The chest piece is pretty good. I don't know if anybody needs it or wants it at all. By the way, that heals a lot better now, huh? 63,000 insta? That's pretty good. Wait, you got a ring? Wait, where? Oh, that's a good one. I think I got that one on one of my characters. That's really, really good. Yeah, that ring is fantastic. Enjoy it. Wait, was that our overall? No, that was our overall. I mean, Freed at the end of the day did do 100k DPS. So, I did beat him once, but it still did a lot of damage on the Frosty Mage. I gotta give Frosty Mage a try, man. Survival Hunt for the win. Survival is really good too, though. Survival is really, really good. Then AJ, dude, pop it off with the Evoker, man. Let's go. Huge. Warthra is still gearing, so catching up a little. Baird felt okay. I do love the fact that... okay, it's a 17, so it's like not amazing. But even on some of the higher keys, this is more or less what you get as a Bear Druid. This is your healing, and this is your healer's healing. This happens even on the higher keys. As a bear, you don't need a healer. You don't need no man. Because you got that Ursax Fury, and as long as you get super aggressive with your abilities, pressing that Thrash, pressing that Raise, using that Rage properly, not just spamming a bunch of Iron Furs because you only need one or two to really be tanky enough. Spend the rest of it into Raise, because Iron Fur is great against physical damage. Raise protects you from everything, magic damage specifically. So if you can build up a fatty shield ahead of time, you're chilling. Oh, it's so good, dude. The Shadowlands Bear is back. Except like mine is the Shadowlands, which not a lot of people enjoyed. And then you got After Wildfire, which is just passive group healing. It healed me a lot, but I think it healed everybody else too quite a bit, yeah? Freed, got about 1 million healing out of it. It's just a passive bit of healing everywhere. And then I got a couple of those wacky regrowths for like 300,000. I think I hit AJ more than anything with that thing. And then Furious Regen, you got some Nature's Guardian, so like you got a lot of passives. I just need like a little bit more stuff to make the bear work. Just like, probably like a good embellishment or something, because the only embellishment I got is like slimy boots, but I don't even know if that's what you want either. You might just want the cloak. That's pretty good. I mean, the damage can be probably a little bit better. That does upgrade if I upgrade this, right? I think. I'm pretty sure it does. So if I can get myself a couple more of those quests, I got myself enough for one item that can upgrade, so I can mail it over to my rogue. That, or I can craft someone else maybe. Or can I? Actually, I'm starting to think about it. Probably I cannot really craft anything else. There's a weapon actually. I could upgrade that. That's actually probably worth it. The weapon upgrade is probably worth more than anything. And if I can change out the secondaries on that to like haste versa, that'll probably be a lot better. Gonna make some breakfast? Go for it, my guy. Bear for the win. Warrior FF14 is the same. The difference is the form changes. Fair enough. I haven't played Warrior in FF, so I wouldn't have any idea, but I'll take your word for it. I think I do want this trinket though. I think this trinket is actually pretty awesome. I do want to swap it to like a big haste one though, if I am going to be playing more bear. If I am doing more bear stuff. But bear is actually really fun. This thing is actually so much fun. I'm loving it. I can take the 2 max for free. I'll do it. Hell yeah. I want to say no to that. Oh my god. So I can also swap out the bracer too. That's another item that I need to craft. So I need to upgrade this, upgrade this, upgrade this, and recraft this if I can. That'll be mad. And I think I have the gold actually to be able to upgrade like the kinetic pillar of Isles. If someone can make it for me. Can anybody in the guild make this for me? It's technical. I don't think that's even like anybody. I think that's a random, isn't it? Not even sure. The power of having a higher neck. You don't even, right? Dude, it's so nice, honestly. It felt great. I really do. Man, it's almost like I always wish that like it took my rogues highest item level stuff so my alts could just upgrade stuff all the way full. That'd be nice, but that'd be so bottlenecked with flight stones anyway. I already feel pretty bottlenecked with some of my alts with flight stones. I can't even upgrade stuff fast enough unless I'm like regular playing that character doing just a bunch of dungeons or doing the raids and everything. It's like you actually have to do content to be able to upgrade stuff. But I guess like while you're farming flight stones, like you're naturally gonna get some. But I don't know, man. Basically, Dalbro, all you need to put in Stink Sense, rushable everything, and then she'll wap on 1 defensive CD on the pack, mass AoE until tomorrow last warrior. Also have much of a self heal. So it's basically plays like instead of thrashing and swiping, you're just cleaving and. I was gonna say thrashing and swiping, or cleaving and. But nothing really rhymes with swiping that would work for a warrior. Cleaving and wiping? Not wiping? I imagine you're not wiping if you're a good tank. Not wiping. Probably not. Alright. What else do we do, boys? We got the Evoker. We could test out the Evoker after the changes. See if they're as bussy as they were, or if they're like gimped, if they no longer give like a big party buff anymore, and their damage is not that great. What do you guys think? So we either got Evoker, we could try. We could do Priest. Priest is another one we could give a go to. Rogue got no changes whatsoever. I am hoping still. Got that hoping over like 10-1-7. Big Rogue rework. Please, Blizz. Make it a 10-1-7, not a 10-2 thing. Please. I would love to see how you're revamping my class at some point in the future. I would love it. That or Hunter got buffed actually this week. Chat, what do you guys think? Evoker, Priest, or Hunter? What are we looking at? While I'm main DPS, I don't know if I'm main tank. I mean, if you play like a Avengers Demon Hunter on WoW, you basically play DPS. That's not really even that much of a tank. Let's be honest, I guess it depends on the class, right? As long as they do scope Outlaw, dude, I feel like Outlaw is in a position where like they could do anything with it and it probably will be an improvement. Not saying the spec is in like a bad spot, but like I don't think Outlaw has ever reached its full potential. I don't think we've ever had a good version of Outlaw. It's just like all of them have just been a different version of Outlaw, but I think we've just been kind of like on the same plateau. We haven't gotten worse, but I don't want to say we've been on the bottom of the sea floor, but it's like I don't think we've ever moved up. You know what I mean? Assassin rogues, subtlety rogues, they've had like moments where they've been really, really good, really, really badly designed, but just been kind of like the same throughout expansions. There've been some changes, but they've been mostly the same. So I'm hoping they do a good one. Like if they can do a red palette rework and make them super fun, if they can do that major rework, make them really good, if they can add an entire spec mid expansion, they can do a good outlaw rework or rogue rework in general. I'd like to see that. Evoker, take a worry. Evoker, dragon. All right, dragon boys, dragon time. I want to do like a real key, like a 20. Since the evoker is like easily doing. Wait, wrong one. That's not a dragon. That's not a dragon. That's a dragon. The yo-yo effect, yeah. Some classes go up through that. You know, they had good times, they had bad times, but like it gives you perspective of like what is good, what isn't good. You know, like rogues. I don't think outlaw rogues in particular. I just haven't really had that situation at all. It just hasn't existed. As long as you've been around, it hasn't been there. Not at all. So I don't know, man. All right, plus 20, 21 maybe. See what we get into. Og. Og. Should I do like a freehold for Og maybe? Og. 21 freehold. Og. Just hit him with that Og. See what they say. 21 vortex. Og. Freehold 20. I'll take it. I'll take it. I feel like I've done so many freeholds in this thing, but it's like the perfect dungeon to go into to test stuff out. Alright, so this is what they did with Og. The damage, so whenever you're in a raid, you buff 4 allies with Ebon Might. That is no different. In a dungeon, however, you get this buff called the Slush Mates, which makes Breath Ebon Might and Breath of Eons 40% more effective. They changed it to now 20% more effective, so it's not as effective, not nearly as high. So that's gonna feel different. Our ability to buff other classes has been diminished. I guess is the best way to put it. It has been diminished. So it's gonna feel a little weird. I guess I do have the port if we get a tank. So I'm chilling out here. I'm trying to pull up the rest of the changes for augmentation specifically. Alright, so to fix the bug where closest Lush Mates will not increase Evoker's damage via Ebon Might. So right now, Ebon Might is improving our damage better, because it didn't used to improve our damage with Ebon Might, but now our damage is now 24% improved when we're in a party. So it's actually a buff to our damage output. Then they also made it so that they changed Ebon Mights. Now it actually buffs our damage by 20% baseline, upgraded with like mastery and stuff. So now it works where previously it really didn't, and now it is buffed by even further. So should on paper be really good. Let me go grab a flask real quick. I also need to get myself if I can. I need to see if I can farm up a, thank you, a flavor pocket. Just buy a couple. A flavor pocket. If I could farm that up from the cooking event, then I'd be very happy. That'd be great. But if I can do that, then I won't have to worry about food, and I can start bringing food into dungeons, because right now I don't think bringing food into dungeons is really all that lucrative. Not at the moment. Also, let me change out the pants for my Mog. Huh? Oh, that's so buggy. Still mounted? Am I bugged? Okay, that was weird. Hold on a second. That was a weird bug. Hold on. Okay, we did change the Mog. Good. Alrighty. So what else is there? Eruption damage has been bugged by 40%. So this ability just does 40% more. Fate's Mirror proc chance has been reduced to 50% instead of 20. Not think it did much. Aspect's Favor amplifies the Black Dragonflight health increase to like 10% party buff instead of 16. Still pretty good, but it does reduce some of the group survivability for the very high-end dungeons. For the really high-end content, where it's like, alright, this mechanic would 100% kill you, and then Evoker's like, wall, party gets a health buff, and it's like, okay, it almost kills you, but you just survived it. Just thanks to the Evoker. And you have 2 charges on wall, so like if you plan it right for the boss fight, if you don't use it ahead of boss fight, you can like, okay, this mechanic's gonna happen, it's gonna kill you, wall. Alright, next thing I get targeted by a mechanic, wall. Okay, next one, maybe like doing it on Tyrannical, you got 3 of those. You could throw a tank external or heal external on that. It's pretty good. On a 1.4 minute CD. Pretty good. I didn't show my open, don't I? No, I should. I should. Alrighty, we're gonna hopefully lust here. Insta. Oh, I'm about to make a mistake. Oh, I also gotta buff up the tank. Shining below. I don't want to cast. Not want to cast. Okay, let's see how much damage we do. We're actually doing damage. Sorta. Well, we're doing a bit more damage than before. Tank is dead. That's not great. But I think we're still okay. Oh, that was pain. But we live. Bolstered. Oh my god, this guy is huge. This man is massive. Oh, every one of those pot shots, by the way, kills me. Oh no. Oh, that is pain. Go real quick. I'm not gonna commit a lot of cooldowns here. Okay, now we're chilling. What's an outlaw? Whoa, hold on a second. An outlaw? Alright, interesting. We're seeing everything today, huh? Is that a red? I'm with an outlaw and a red as an AUG? Is that like the worst combo, I think? I guess not the worst just because the classes are with, but like they just don't get benefits from me that much. If anything. Very, very little comparison. Also, I got a big debuff, so I need to disable this if I can. Let's just care about the silence. Random silence debuff. You can see my damage is a little higher. The personal damage is a little higher. Okay, we can breath this if we need to. Do I want to breath it? I do want to breath it, but I don't think I should. We're gonna shatter below. Wallens for us. I'm gonna fly by while we got it. Oh, health. I just need to make sure I don't get disrupted here. Shatter below. Nice. Backhand will be fine. I'm gonna die. Kill. That could have been bad. That could have been real bad.
Shockwave.
I mean, my damage is a little higher than normal. That was a little weird. Everybody's boss is not nearly as high, but my damage, I mean, eruption hits a little harder. You could literally see that. That is weird. Just yellow, honestly. If you're not just yellowing, then what are you doing?
Charging.
Oh, it's a melee heavy group, huh? I'm hoping the healer doesn't end up backing up for the shark charge. Oh, not ideal. Well, this could work. Yeah, that could work. I really want to fly in. But I probably don't think it's a good idea to fly in through all that. Owie. Ouchies, ouchies, ouchies. Oh. Well, now I want to kind of fly through. Because I want to reposition if possible. Okay. Oh, that was good that I moved there. Because that could have been really bad otherwise. That could have been really, really bad. In position like that is a little weird. Ouchies. Keep them both rolling for as long as possible. Ah, prolonged it just last second. That can be rough sometimes. Yeah, the halo should have been like over there from before. Just so we had better like uptime. Nice. Alright. I guess what I should do is I should remember the big debuffs real quickly. Breakfast required? Awesome. The rogue is doing pretty good. He's doing like 100k DPS in this guy. I wanted to play like the ambush build, whatnot. Saint Tanky. What a name. We'll do it like this. I wonder how the overall is going to be at the end of this run. Because I think the red pally scales a little bit better with mobiles than out the road. Because I know that the crit doesn't really do much for them. And they don't really scale super well with agility, usually with versatility. Which I guess like my mastery helps. But I think red pally is a little bit better with that. Because they scale with both. Train does end up kind of helping them a little bit. They did kind of screw their secondaries a little too, or primary stats as well, because like versatility is their best stat too, like an outlaw rogue. But I still feel like they're in a slightly better spot. Make sure I'm not in front of this guy as best I can. Pull that to the side. Okay, we need to find someone to hit. Oh god. Okay, because I'm trying to prolong the buff a little bit. Okay, didn't prolong it that much. I was hoping I have a better job. Do a better job of that. I just wanted to prolong it, but we didn't have a lot of stuff to hit. Could knock him up in a second as he's gonna get his cast off. Beautiful. So you don't even have to interrupt it. Where are we down to? Oh god. Here we go. There's a heal. That's the best I can do for you. This plays pretty good, by the way. This doesn't feel any different. Plays about the same. But like the damage difference is definitely noticeable. I do feel like my eruption is a lot more like of damage contribution than I had before. Which is weird. It's a weird feeling. But I guess it kind of works. I think it's what they were trying to aim for. Just to make the spec feel a little bit more like you have to help. You have to provide a little bit more damage inside of Myth pluses. Oh, by the way, also a healer. I keep forgetting about Source of Magic. You could have been doing 3% more damage or whatever. But because I'm bad at the game, you did not. Alright, pull him. Yeah, big pull. Big pull. Wanna start with this, yeah. I think I actually want to start with breath early. Big AoE. Lock up for a second. I know this guy's gonna go for a cast. Yeah, so I kind of just want to see if I can hit a bunch of them stacked up together in AoE. Should be able to keep the buffs rolling for a little longer. Lots of procs. Loving it. Alright, mobility buff for you boys. Use it. Use it to move. I like that. Let's see if I can knock all of them up. Beautiful. Hopefully somebody got him. Because all I could do is hit him with one of these. The blind rage can't really help you there. Wait, I can roar him. So I don't know if anybody's got any like big AoE CC or whatever. Because we don't really have like an AoE stun or anything. Unless you drop down a capacitor. Oh. He was too busy? Yeah, I think so. I think might have been a bit busy. Wait, if I interrupted before they even finish the cast, that's I think what I gotta do is before they even finish their cast of like fixate or whatever. Okay, I have 2 procs. Kinda wanna see if I could use them here. Buff. Tank, you're gonna die. Unless you just live somehow. I don't know how you're gonna live though. I wonder what my overall is gonna be then. If they wanted to make Evoker do like a bit more like personal damage in dungeons. I wonder what my overall is gonna end up being then. Like, is it gonna be much higher than normal? Like actual contribution to group? Or what? I'm hoping they're just like not trying to kill the spec off though, because this has been really fun to play. It's been just highly effective. I mean, everybody else is still doing like really good damage. I don't want to pop cooldowns here. I almost feel like we should pull it on a boss. You know, I almost feel like we should just pull that on a boss. Alright, we'll just pop cooldowns here. It is 45 at the very least. Fridays EU duels. Yeah, Fridays are usually in EU. Saturday are NA. Fridays are EU, Saturdays are NA. Unless like we have changes. But that's generally what we do. So if you come back here Friday, I'm sure we'll be doing some duels. Mana? Oh, come on, my guy. Come on, what do you mana? You're a shaman, you don't need mana. You're actually fine. You're actually golden. You literally don't need mana. I'm not even just saying it either. We lost it? I think we lost it. I almost feel like you just want to lust like someone else, honestly. Maybe like you just want to lust a pack of ads. Maybe like after this boss. I feel like it's honestly kind of scarier at this point. Gonna move. We got a friend. This is not great. Oh, you're dead. Unless I try to save you. Okay, big defenses for everybody. That's all I could do for you. That's literally all I could do for you. That's where like a breath would have been amazing. Also, don't jump. Over here, don't jump. Probably not the best time to breath, but I think that's about as good as I could, honestly. Oh god. Well, I went the right direction. Kinda want to see if I can get this guy over here. Nah. That was delay, didn't feel like worth it. Hand of Freedom? Or is it the Paladin that got hit with the hand of... Okay, so he can't Hand of Freedom himself by the looks of it. Oh wait, I guess the other Pally can. I forgot that we had two of them. Literally forgot that we had a Protection Paladin. I'm so used to seeing Bear Druids at this point. That or Brewmaster Monks. That's another good class. It's like very unsung. Not a lot of songs are being sung about them, but they're also really good. I mean, I don't know, 50k DPS with my eruptions and whatnot. That does feel kind of weird. Oh my god. My guy, shield break or something? What happened there? Oh no, he's going in without a healer. Oh, someone help, he needs help, boys. Okay, hold on. Oh god. Oh, okay. Hold on, I can help. I can help. I can totally help. Knock him up. Okay, it's about as good as overbuff as I can. Looks like Rogue made it there and back real quickly. That or he died? That The rogue died just to get back? Because he felt like he got back real quick. He might have.
Watch your step.
Let me give everybody fire. Big fire buff. I think I'm streaming right now tonight. It depends if I'm in for the fights. That's the only reason why I haven't really. Because you guys, you know, I love streaming raid. I like hanging out with you boys while we're just like shooting it in the chat. You know what I mean? I like doing raid streams. It's just the biggest problem of doing raid streams recently has been like the prog is over. I'm not in for every single one of these bosses. Previously, I was in for every one of the bosses guaranteed, but now that the prog is over, now it's like everybody's going back in gearing, people are switching out from mains to alts or whatever, switching characters for the next year, working on different characters. We got pugs, right? Notharan Dungeon buff for the weekly reset chains nerf. They nerfed the chains? Oh no, dude! Oh man, my chains! Oh, what the... Uh-oh, we made more friends. Is that normal? On purpose? Oh, we made a lot of friends. I don't know if we meant to do that many. Oh god. Oh god. Do we want to wipe this? Reset? Okay. How do we pull that? That wasn't me, right? Was it like someone's Onyx Sunlit somewhere? Just randomly zipped over somebody? That is unfortunate. This guy is not even having a good time, dude. I've been there as a tank, honestly. Been there. But yeah, we'll see if we are in for a lot of the fights tonight. Because if we are, I'm down. If we are, I am 100% down. I have a lot of fun with them. But if I'm not in, then I probably won't. It all depends what the rosters look like. Because once we have the skip for Sark, I think then definitely, because I'll probably be in for like first boss, or not the first boss, but like Echo, I'll probably be in for those until we get like super comfortable with Echo, and then Sark Wrath for a couple of weeks. But off the bat, we'll have to do the first bosses, and I don't need anything off of the first few bosses at all. I just don't need, my class doesn't really get anything out of it. So then it's like, yeah, I could step in and be like, hey, but I want to be in just because I want to be in. But that's unfair to the people that actually need gear. You know what I mean? It's unfair for those players. So plus trials is a pretty good time. Like, it's really difficult to test trials in a fights where it's already like on farm, but like being able to like test trials and farm fights and seeing how efficiently they could do some of these fights can be kind of like okay, at least. It's about as good as it can really get, honestly. Trying to see if I can pick up lightning. Trying to catch lightning in a bottle. Oh, please. He's just sprinting. I'll just let him tire himself out, or that guy's got him. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll take a look at the roster when I end the stream today, yeah? So probably after this dungeon. We'll see how it goes. Looks like this week is pretty tamed. Yeah, not that bad. Not that bad at all. FX is not terrible. Dude, Storming, I'm so glad it's not Storming week. I can actually play Mist River like a human being. I was playing Mist River last night, a little bit off stream. I was like, how do people play Storming Mist River? Oh wait, which way? Okay, I was about to hit the wrong set of mobs. I'll fly through them real quickly. Let me go to blast. Big blasters. How do people play Storming? How do they do that? Madmen. As a Mist River, it is impossible. It is actually just impossible. Cards, the deck is stacked against you so badly. It is not even funny. It is like actually infuriating. It is legitimately infuriating. Because you're trying to melee heal, and right now you really want to get aggressive with your melee healing as a Mist River. Because you can heal your party with hard melee healing right now. It looks like it changed a little bit. It feels a lot better, lots more effective. But you just can't get into melee. You're just juggling around all over the place. It is super unfun. The tank is definitely going to need some support from me. We'll give him support now. Storming sucked. Storming isn't bad as like certain melee is not terrible, like DK, because you could just Death Advance and like literally walk through it. It doesn't even exist. Like if you can play into Death Advances, Storming doesn't even exist for you sometimes. Rogue, also not bad either. Not bad at all. Hunter, I don't really find Storming that bad, and I play Survival, right? So it's a melee. Not bad at all. Casters, for the most part, unless you're like super like clusterfull in a claustrophobic area, not bad either. Melee, certain melee, yeah, it's pretty annoying. Even warrior, I don't really mind it. You just miss Sweaver. I think it's because the monk and the whole like you need to be touching the ground in order to be able to roll places, and you can't. Even Demon Hunter, you could literally like fly midair if like you ever get knocked up, but you're still fine. At least you could like melee stuff. There's just a handful of classes that just feel awful with storming. Evoker feels pretty good though, because you can just literally fly around and stuff. Doesn't feel bad whatsoever. Are we doing this? We'll fly through all this. Have some fun here, boys. I don't know if this was worth breathing on. But whatever, have fun. It is fortified. That's gonna be my excuse. Fortified, I might as well. I can't blink when I'm knocked up in air. You should be able to blink, but you do have it like, you go weird places. It is janky, like which direction you go. It is definitely like unusual. You want to less this? I guess we should, right? Maybe that's what the tank is waiting for. I don't think we're timing this key though, chat. I don't think we're timing it. I blame the Owl Rogue. Who the hell brings one? Have NVC pot? I don't have NVC pot. I don't think I do actually. Yeah, I do actually. No mind. Want lust? Yeah, also the other guy's asking for. Oh, I don't want to go up there. It's good. Weird. Okay, well, I guess we'll have Evoker lust or Healer lust. Trying to reposition myself here. That was weird. Ah, what is this? Can we be res? Yes, we can. The shark is just really weird.
Run.
Melee just gonna have to deal with this shark. Oh, the outlaw is just gonna run into me. I guess that could work. That's a little rude. That's a little rude, friend. Shouldn't run the shark like that towards me. I'm gonna reposition. Attack him with a breath. Like I'm setting on a bunch of red and it looks like it's really dangerous, but it really isn't. It's just visual. Confuses me every time. Okay, I can kind of sort of do the shark, but like I'm still below if healer did it. Okay, I guess all the melee picked it up. I don't know how the melee grabbed it. I guess they moved over to the shark. Oh, Paladin, my guy, I feel so bad for you. Probably just thinking like, why won't this Evoker take it off of me? I'm like, dude, I am still DPSing. Do you see me erupting? I am erupting. Trying to stop me from erupting. I saw the class changes, man. What are you talking about? I've seen the class changes. Have you seen the tooltip changes? Oh, I gotta be erupting. Oh, healer. He's missing every one of his heals to himself because he got debuffed. Oh no. Popped off a big heal. Just didn't hit him. Just didn't affect him. Okay, oh my god. Yo, that shark, I kind of went to the leftish, but that shark just kind of started going that direction. Okay, I can kind of bait it. Kind of bait it off your boys here for a second. There we go. Is this better? Does this feel better? Oh my god. No! I evoked my last yoke a little too hard. Okay, we do have Invisipots. I don't know what this guy wants to do with 5 minutes left over. I do. I don't know. Do you guys just want an Invisipot? No? Shroud. Shroud. Rogue Shroud. Oh, Rogue. Rogue is like, no, I don't have Invisipots. And he's like, all right, we don't have a stealth. We can't get by. Plan ruined. And we're like, wait, but like we have a rogue. What are we doing? I don't really know what he was trying to invis. Like, was he just trying to invis the boss room and maybe start killing the boss and pull ads one after the other? Maybe. I mean, that could probably be a decent strat, right? Just because like the boss cannot bolster it anymore. Doxy stealth. Okay. Interesting. Interesting if true. Oh, that was nice. That was a nice little knock there. That was nice and effective. Where are you going? I think he's like waddling his mouse backwards a little. Is he just trying to walk away from the guy who's in frontal, maybe? Oh, doggos. Oh, I don't like being where I'm at right now. Oh, tank. I got nothing for you. I got defensive for you. That's about it. Good luck.
Watch your step.
Oh god, I can't even see anything. Okay, I can sort of kind of see stuff now. Okay, we can kind of see stuff now. Alright, this works. Like, maybe we could kill the boss and do something. I think it's over, though. Oh. I guess we didn't get a spell there. He got smacked for a ton, though. Oh, that is bolstered, though. Oh, we are running. Run. Run. Do we not want to run? He's dead. That man's dead. He should have been running from the get-go. Yeah, that's why I gripped you. Should have been running. Should have been man on a run. Hold on, here's a crit. Here's a crit buff. Like, that's gonna do anything. Can you outrun her like the snake dudes in the older one? Or whatever? Dal, do you think a bandage would work on some of the mobs with more chi? No. Well, depends how they're coded. If they're humanoids, probably not. If they're like aberrations, then yes. I have no idea. That would be cool if that was a thing. That would be cool if that was a... Why are we stealthing now? We still gotta do this. We don't have time into the boys. What a run, man. That's unfortunate. Do they realize that these guys are gonna pull with the boss? I don't think he does. And they pulled. Like, you just... Tank, what do you... Can I like interrupt that? Okay, at least we interrupted that. Ooh, fly through. Watch out. Mr. on Druid changes on PTR? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Oh yeah, no more friendly fire, right? Yeah, no more friendly fire. That is so BM. Not a fan. Root. Maybe that does something. Mobility for you boys. Mobility for all y'all. I got interrupted. A big heal. Trying to go for breath. Big knock up. Tank died. Ah, no. We're doing kind of okay-ish. I just don't know why he pulled the boss when the ads also get pulled. But maybe he was thinking they don't, and he was like, alright. Or maybe he wanted them to go in the corner. That was unfortunate, man. What went wrong with this run, chat? Because I don't really know. I guess like maybe just deaths. Low damage. Is... Oh, tank left? You're kidding me! You trolled and then you... I feel like this guy did have a couple of those weird deaths there, but he just... Alright, man. Alright, dude. Is this against like the social contract? Like, could this guy actually get banned for that? Come on, man. How you feeling? Feeling pretty good. Tank funny. Tank funny guy. GG's. Unfortunate, boys. Unfortunate. Alrighty. I have no idea how we did. I guess we could see it. Wow. Tank would have thought it would still be a fake. Maybe, yeah. I have no idea. There was some weird pulls. He did end up getting like, runs in, dies insta. And I'm like, I've been there, my guy, but it's okay. So what killed us there, man? What killed the Ronda? So overall, the damage was, I don't know, man. That evoker, that either these guys didn't really do that much damage, because I did have a pretty good up, apparently not on him. Was my uptime on my 76%? I don't know how these guys are not getting my buff. Is it just because they're dead? Oh, at least the Pala, but the Rogue, I'm not sure. I guess there was a lot of Rogue and Pally deaths, isn't there? But they're uptime with my buff. Hold on, Tank. What about you? Uptime with my buff. 59%. Why are you? Am I not buffing them or something? 61. Because look, I am pressing my button. It has a fantastic uptime. I'm almost 80% uptime on this thing. It is working. I am definitely pressing my button. I think they're just dying midway with my button. And then it's like I keep the buff rolling, but they die and they get be rezzed. at the apex of it and it just don't get much value. That or they're like maybe they walk away from me. I really don't know. I felt like I was pretty close. I'm basically playing like a melee caster. So I don't really know. Maybe that's something I could do positionally. But damn, that did not feel great. Damage wise for me, I feel like the damage is like closer to that of a tank. Eruption definitely does do a lot more. But like it's still, you're still there to buff everybody. Their damage though, it seems a lot lower though. 138 for that dungeon as outlay is low. So I'm wondering like, cause you should be at like 140, like if you're really gun-ho. So it should be like, I guess normally 160 or so. So I wonder if these guys' damage was just much lower than like your normal dungeon. Cause you had this Sky Captain trash that got blasted completely. But like the damage is still kind of low for like 20k in that fight. Like it just should be still a little higher, right? And then Rogue did pretty good on boss, kind of. The Pally didn't really do that great. Then we had the boss fight here. I wish I could see the trash, but I had to reload. Like the Rogue did okay, but it's like Blade Flurry the entire time. I think maybe the damage was on a lower end, chat. I'm starting to think the damage was on a lower end for the dungeon. Like we have some pulls where we were like, is this Ludwig? So for Ludwig we're doing like 90k. I mean that's okay, I guess. And then what are we fighting here? Just an Iron Tide Crusher. Like Pally's doing 60k, I guess, but how's he doing AoE? Like there are moments where these guys are doing just fine in AoE. I wish I had like this kind of breakdown so I could say like the overall for the trash damage. But I'm thinking maybe like we had lower damage and like a bunch of deaths, and we just trolled a run. I'm not really sure. I'm trying to figure out like if it was my fault, if something I could do better, or if it was just like an unfortunate circumstance where as an evoker I'm there to buff others, and if the others can't really do well, then what can you do? Any plans on trying PoE after that recent Diablo 4 failure? A lot of people have a hate relationship with Diablo, huh? So the thing is about me, I mostly play WoW, right? But seriously, the Diablo hate is like, I get it. People aren't happy about it. I totally understand it. Perception is like that is pretty big. But now I'm wondering like if there's a lot of like PoE, like hardcore PoE fanboys that are just like loving the fact that Diablo is like burning. And they just like try to make the fires seem hotter than they really are, kind of deal. Try to really keep the coals burning. So I'm wondering if that's like the case or not. Because I wouldn't be surprised, right? I'm sure there'll be like a lot of people that play Diablo got burned, picked up PoE, and then like they have developed like a passionate hate for Diablo. Or like my game is better than yours mentality. Like I'm not someone who plays a lot of ARPGs to begin with. I've tried PoE. I got bored. I thought about trying, but that's me just ARPG. I'm just not the kind of game. I tried PoE. It's a lot. It's an in-depth system, and I thought to myself, it has everything that I would love. The build variety, classes, so much customizability, but it's just like that POV, and I guess like the gameplay of it, of like, I don't know, it just was really hard to get into. And then there was like Lost Ark too. Lost Ark, like I was downloading the open beta or whatever, but I was also watching friends play or whatever, and they were having some fun in dungeons, but like I watched them play it, and it just like by the time the game downloaded on Steam, I was just like kind of, I could tell it wasn't for me, you know, just watching them play. Because I was like, okay, it's kind of like PoE from like the angle, but it's a little bit more action based in the dungeons or whatever, but it just didn't have that grip. It just made me want to feel like, I just wanted to uninstall it, clear that space from my hard drive, put another game on there, maybe re-download like, I don't know, Divinity, Original Sin, because that's super fun. It's just, I learned I'm not an ARPG player. Like, if just because the game has ARPG in it, I'm not like, oh, I need to try it. It's just like, it's just really difficult for me to get into it. I don't know what it is. I think it's part of it is like camera POV, but also the systems and the complexity of it. It just seems like it's a lot to get into, and it's like, seems like it's my ballpark, but like the journey to get to that point would be a one of a lot of commitment, and I can only commit into one game at a time. And it's just that ARPG, like that combat just doesn't hook me nearly the same, you know what I mean? Like doing a raid in WoW versus doing like a dungeon run through or whatever, I guess, I don't know what you call it in PoE, dungeons or whatever, right? I have no idea, I don't know. But like doing like a run of a gauntlet, whatever the hell. I've seen like some of the boss fights there, but it's just like the gameplay of just like, like clicking to move your character and using abilities. It just something about it, just like it's weird enough for me where it just like disconnects a little, and that's just like a personal thing, right? You know, so I never really got into that. So if Diablo, let's say, is just completely on fire, absolutely unplayable, the game literally dies tomorrow, it's not like I would be like, oh damn, I need to get my Diablo fix. Diablo was like, I would say it's like new player friendly, because they were trying to go for like a broader audience. And there was also a narrative, which was like super fun to follow. And the classes are like the pacing of how you get abilities and the, I guess, the action component of classes. Like Rogue, I felt like plays kind of like a WoW Rogue with like the calm point building and abilities. I mean, once you get yourself a big enough build, you're just running through, nuking the hole in the room, walk into the next room, nuke that, walk to the next room, nuke that, and it kind of just evolves into more like a PoE, like running through and everything just dies around you just from glancing in your direction, which is cool. But it's just like, there is definitely at some point it starts to disconnect, but it's like that active, while I don't have a lot of gear kind of deal, what I haven't held that Apex build, it definitely does have that engagement aspect to it. But at some point it does kind of start to wear off as I get like higher level and get the right leg, and when it becomes super passive. You know what I mean? So yes, no, probably not though. At this point I'm just waiting for like, I'm waiting for other games in general. At this point I'm waiting for other games. Like Diablo is like the only thing I can so far just been able to kind of like sort of play and kind of have fun with when it comes to ARPG genre. But besides this, at this point I'm waiting for Baldur's Gate. I'm skipping all that ARPG entirely. No, not even, not really care that much. Baldur's Gate or what's that one? Skyrim, but not Skyrim. Guys, help me. Fallout, Skyrim, but in space. Help. I literally, it's by Bethesda, Todd Howard, Starfield. That's what it is. I'm so bad with names. What's up, Dal? I haven't stopped playing in a while. What's up, Bye? What's up, my man? What you having? Hope you're having a good one. Yo, I kind of want to do another Dungeons Evoker. Let me check the roster real quick. Like, if I'm not in for the first two bosses and I'm not even tonight, then maybe I'll just do another one real quickly. Do we have a roster? Like, what are we doing tonight? Do we have... I just want to get a sneak peek. Okay, let's take a look at these class changes, by the way. They got actually some new ones. 717. Hello, what's up, Parth? How you doing, my man? Fury Incarnate PTR has been updated. Awesome. Restitute new talent, Master Shapeshifter. Abilities are amplified based in the current... Is this the PvP talent going PvE? Abilities are amplified based in the current shapeshift form. Grant additional effects. Iron Fur grants 30% additional armor. Generates mana. Cat form generates mana. Cat's comp points. Moonkin generates mana. So they brought the PvP talent as a PvE talent now, you're telling me. That could be interesting. I don't really know if you would really have an issue with mana, but there is definitely some moments of rest where you want to go like a big burn with a bunch of mana spent. And I guess like you could hop in a hybrid form, regen some mana during downtime, and then back in a big burn phase in a raid, burn through all that mana, then back in a hybrid, conserve it. That could be interesting. Talent Grove Guardian. Summon a tree ant, which will immediately cast Swift Man on your current targets. Tree ants are back! The tree ant will cast Nourish on a target on nearby ally periodically. 3 charges replaces Nourish. That could be fun. I don't know how effective it will be, but a random Swiftman with all the Swiftman buffs could be really good. Wild sentences have been updated. If talented to Grove Guardians now will cause your tree ants to cast Wild Growth. That could be really good. What the hell? Embrace the Dream has now 1 point and its healing is increased by 20%. Okay, interesting. All the healing reduced by 2%. Deep Focus has been removed. Forest Flow has been removed. Okay, cool. I don't even know what the sounds are. Is that it? That's not a lot of class changes. Mistweaver. Energizing Brew. Mana Tea now channels 50% faster and generates 20% more mana. Interesting. So Mana Tea, you channel it really quickly and generates more mana. Mana Tea has been redesigned. For every 25,000 mana you spend, you gain 1 stack of Mana Tea. They did say they want to change some stuff with the mana regen for monks. For every 25,000 mana you spend at level 70, you gain stack of Mana Tea with a chance to equally critical strike to generate 1 extra charge, so crit scaling. Activate to consume 1 stack of mana tea per 0.5 seconds to restore 3000 mana. And reduce mana cost of your spells by 50% for 1 second per stack of mana consumed after drinking. Can be cast while moving, but movement speed is reduced. So you can basically sippy mana reduction and utilize that to like either reduce mana and big burst heal or just to recover. That could be interesting. Life Cycles has been redesigned, verifies a 25% chance to cause the next Rising Sun Kick or Enveloping Mist to generate stack of mana team. Enveloping Mist and Rising Sun Kick has a 25% chance to cause the next Verify to generate stack of mana team. That could be interesting. So you can basically use its abilities, store up mana charges, and use mana with a little bit more like agency. Mastery of Mist has been baseline effect for new Mist. I don't know what that is. Mastery of Mist. Invigorated Mist was moved into Mastery of Mist purification. Mana Chi has been removed. Spirit of Crane Kick has been removed. So no more Spirit of the Crane? So you no longer Blackout Kick to generate mana, so it's all through this mana tea. Interesting. Holy Tower Rings have been redesigned, generates 1 holy power, so that's a little better, I think, looking to RNG. Angel's Mercy and reduce gold that is spared by 20 seconds. I need to see what that is. Dragon Ryan Challenge Course. PvP. Master Shapeshifter has been removed. Interesting. Alright. I was hoping for a rogue change or a set of rogue changes in general. But I'll take it. I'll take it. Is that all the changes we've gotten so far? Because PTR so far has been very, very light on some of the changes. Besides some of the new stuff. I do want to see if Draenei are available for, what is it, customizations now. For us, only have Claws of Shavala back. Restorations have Tree Sniff. Yeah, the fact that Rested got trees is kind of interesting. That is interesting. I want to see how that's going to go. Oh, that Harlot's happened. Maybe we have like a, maybe I'll be able to get an update if I'm in for the few bosses or not tonight, boys. Because so far all they've really done is added a ping system, but these changes for healers and stuff looks really good. I'm kind of interested with that monk change. That could be pretty good because they did say they want to make mana tea like part of a playstyle or whatever. And they wanted to make it like something, a design change where the class can utilize this mana change as part of its gameplay going forward, like something that isn't where they have to redesign the ability and make the town kind of like a choice of play over the passive. They're just gonna want to make like a holistic way of how monks deal with mana regen and mana recovery. So I think that's interesting. It has double use to it. That mana cost reduction, but also mana regen aspect is very, very interesting. And how you use ability to generate stacks, that's really cool. Interesting. Because you could generate like a lot of it really quickly, huh? Like as you fight, as you do stuff. That could be good, but I think the lack of the mobility aspect I think is going to be not great. But was that PTR notes? That was some PTR notes, yes it was part. With them trees, if the tree trend swiftments give it stuff towards random procs of Incarn, then it'd be pretty pogger. I don't know about Incarn progs. But like if you can do Swiftman that can like extend the duration of your HOTS, oh, that could be really good for like Rested Druid. That's a bonus Swiftman, man. If you could change it so like, you know how you can alter Swiftman to like Swiftman no longer removes the HOTS but instead prolongs the ones you have. Imagine if you send word like a DPS in a arena. The proc the send word, you Swiftman it to prolong it, and you pop 3 more trees to prolong it further. You just got yourself like a 20-second send word that just like giga heals you. You ain't dying anytime soon. That could be interesting. I wonder if there's any other Swiftman like interactions too. There might be some actually. I like that whole like wild growth interaction though, because that could be very, very interesting. There's talents that have to do with wild growth. So you can either have them wild growth or you can have them Swiftman, which I think is really good. One is good for raids. One is good for more smaller group content like PvP or maybe even Mythic Pluses. It could be good, but I like that change in general. I think that's like, what else can I say? I think it's really, I need to take a look at some of the talents that interact with it to get a better idea. I think it could be good. Maybe I'm overhyping it because I just haven't take a look at a Resto Druid talent tree in a bit. Hold on, are you Resto? Maybe we could do it right now. Guardian. Okay, everybody is going to be Guardian, dude. Every druid I see is going to be Guardian. Resto, who plays that Guardian? Wait, are you Resto? Balance. Balance, Guardian. I think it's about all I can see for a good while. Also, why am I seeing so many Nightborn? I kind of love it though. So many. Trying to see if I can find one more Resto. Just like a double check. That's a rogue or a monk or something. Any druids? Druid? Wait, hold on. Maybe resto. One resto. One resto. Okay, hold on. Okay, Swiftman. Okay, so this is everything interactive with Swiftman. Is there really only one? Yeah, there's no way, right? Okay, so you have 3 casts of Swiftman, cast Incarnation. If that works with the reforestation, that'll be interesting. Soul of the Forest, Swiftman increases the healing given next regrowth, rejuve, or wild growth. So that could be really, really good too. Healing bonus to regrowth from nature swiftness. Doesn't matter. The hot from growth tending could be really good. Verdant Fusion is the one I was talking about. Swiftman no longer consumes a heal. Instead, it extends the duration of the heals on the active target by 12 seconds. So that could be really, really interesting if you could just prolong it with those trees. But then also you have wild growth. Wild growth. You have wild growth has a 40% chance to cause the next rejuve or regrowth to apply to 2 additional allies within 20 yards. So that could be really good, right? You wild growth, you pop rejuve, wild growth, pop rejuve, and try to see if you can fish with those procs. Then you have, Swiftman, and you pop wild growth with your pets or whatever. I guess you could always Swiftman into a wild growth, normally Kinshim. Wild growth affects additional target, wild growth healing falls off 50% less, faster. Nourish extends duration of the life bloom, but they replace nourish though. That doesn't even matter. Wild growth has a 50 or 100% chance with 2 points to momentarily shift the mind into an emerald dream, instantly healing all allies afflicted by rejuvenation or regrowth for 9,693. So imagine if you could just prolong everybody's hots, flourish, put up more hots so everybody has a rejuve. Wild growth, everybody gets a big heal. Pet, with a wild growth, pet, wild growth, pet, wild growth. The amount of burst healing you could do. And then, that's a lot of mana spent. You jump in a cat form, you're clawing, you're biting, you pop a blue form, do some of the shooty, go in the bear form, do a couple swipes, you get some mana back. You go back to put a rejuve on everybody, flourish it, then you're back to doing the same combo. That could be good. I do like the fact that they're adding them that hybrid. Hey, you're doing hybrid stuff? Hey, you get mana regen. So druids that are like, man, I need innervates, because even rested druids right now would need an innervate from a boomkin, so like they have their own innervate, but if they can get a second one as well, they could do big ramps to just not burn through all that mana resource whatsoever. And now if you can just like restore your own mana, you can go like a big spend your mana, pop in the boomy, do your shooty. You're AFKing up until next big phase. You're like a disc priest, right? You do big ramps and then just AFK. Out of mana, boys. You do your thing. I just gotta restore some mana. I'm waiting until the big phase. That could be a thing. I mean, I think you'll still end up using innervates. So I don't know how much use that taunt is gonna get, but it'll definitely let you really use your mana. And I think it's gonna be very useful in Mythic Pluses because you'll have very, very little downtime. Right? You want to contribute to the group's healing anyway. You'll probably just unload a bunch of hots on everybody. Let the hots all roll. Everybody's super, super healthy, right? Just make sure the dodge don't get hit by stuff. And then you just pop in a booming and just do your Cassie. That could be really good. I'm actually kind of excited about it. Deep Focus and the Forest, a Flow have been removed. Deep Focus. So Embrace of the Dream is here. Deep Focus. Deep Focus. When Moonfire, Rake, Rip, or Rejuvenation are active on a single target. Does anybody use that? Okay, so they removed that. Forest Flow. They removed Forest Flow. Nourish extends the duration of your life blooms. Nobody used Nourish to begin with, so it doesn't even matter. Wow, they removed these 2 talents that got very little use. Maybe like Deep Focus got some use. I don't know. I'm pretty sure most druids were Circle of Life and Death anyway. Were they? Am I wrong? Hold on a second. We'll put it on chopping block. Putting my brain on the chopping block here, boys. Just let me whip out my brain. Okay, there's some play in it. Okay, there's some play. But like, look at everybody else. I guess there was like one build that was ran by 146 people. But like wildly everything else is used, so not the worst thing to lose, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I didn't get back on who's in, who's out for the night. Oh, there's even more spell changes? Hold on, data mine stuff. I don't think that's new. Are they nerfing this for PvP? I don't think it's new either. Oh, there's just 1 point now. Okay, interesting. But it's a guarantee. Okay, but they did reduce it. Okay. That might not be amazing, but it might be okay. It's interesting. I do like Grove Guardians. I think it's interesting. Oh, so with the wild synthesis, you change them so that they are... Okay. But you do get at least 1 talent point. Hey, what's up, Rob? How you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. I'm just peeping some of these changes. If there's anything new. I don't think this is new, though. Yeah. There's just changes from, like, what happened earlier. And some of the PvP changes that are getting applied, but nothing crazy. And then monk stuff. That's also could be interesting. Wait, town position change for Wake and Phaline? I do need to take a look at that. Is that baseline though? That's baseline, right? Master of Mist? That's really good. Okay. I don't think there's anything new, right? Nothing except for like what happened to live. They're just applying all the changes that happened to live on PTR. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Yeah, that seems exactly what it is. Alright. Yes, they're doing some retail changes to PTR. That is exactly what it is. That is exactly correct. You are 100% right. You get a gold star. You are smart. So I don't know if I'm in or not for a lot of the favorite bosses. I asked him to see if I can get a look at the roster for the night. But do we pin it somewhere? Hold on, maybe that's it. Is it the comps? No, that isn't the comps. I'm trying to see if I can find the comps. Is this it? Okay, maybe they have it set up here. I'm just trying to see if I'm in for some of these bosses or not, man. That's all. Set up. Okay, is this showing up? No Lincoln. No doxing. Good. Alright, so who do we got? Was this done from last week or was this like what we have right now? Because it still looks like I'm out except for Zakali and Rashak and Zaskarn, but this whole left hand side I'm not in for. By the looks of it. So the first 3 bosses I'm not even in. Unless it didn't change it. I don't think they changed it. Alright, so we're gonna assume that I'm probably not in for our first 2 bosses. So there's a good chance that I won't be able to stream it. Maybe we can do another vocal run. Just because that other one kind of went south really quickly. And I want to kind of get a redemption a little bit. Thoughts on some potential leak keys for the next season? Let's hate King's Rest and Siege. Yo, hold on, let me see if I can find it. So where was it that someone posted it? There's somewhere originally in our guild Discord somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Wait, I took a screenshot of it, didn't I? Yeah, hold on, let me see if we can pull them up. So this was a screenshot. I don't know if it's legit or not. That may be the set of keys that we have for the next season, but no guarantee by any measure whatsoever. Oh, I just closed it. Why did I do that? Where is it? Okay. What was that? Okay. So this is what got leaked. We don't know if this is real. It could just be like BS, honestly. It could not even be real. But it has Dawn of the Infinite, Part 1 and Part 2, which is the new Mega Dungeon. King's Rest from BFA. Siege of Borealis, which will be a weird one. King's Rest wasn't bad when you had the final set of affixes with the obelisk. I feel like if they change the dungeon, it could be really good, but they would have to do a lot of changes because there's a lot of mobs you have to fight unless you want to go with a rogue and shroud or a mage and biz, I guess. But like it's super like unfun. No felt run out to me yet on PTR. It should be available hopefully for test. Siege of Borealis isn't terrible, but also it is terrible. I didn't really have a bad time with it, but it wasn't great of a dungeon. Very similar issues as King's Rest. It's pretty linear. Some of the mobs were really annoying too, and there was some weird snapping as well. Cedar Triumvirate, now that one wasn't played a lot because it got released at the very end, and there wasn't meta that figured out that it was an easy route in there. There's a lot of people that swear that that dungeon actually has a very easy pathing, and if they were to tune some stuff, it wouldn't be bad at all. Wouldn't be bad. That one I had the very least amount of experience with because it was at the very tail end of the expansion, and there was a lot of dungeons to already do in Legion. A lot of them. There's a lot of options. Grim Battle Cataclysm would be interesting. Grim Battle, wasn't that one of the bad ones though? The one we had to do the Dragonflight by? If they could redo that RP and redo some of the mobs and make it more interesting to fight them, I think that'd be okay. I mean, they did fantastic with Vortex Pinnacle. So honestly, I feel like they could take like a trash dungeon and turn it really good. Like, I'm not even going to look at Grim Battle. It's going to be exactly the same Grim. It's going to be a very different Grim. Because a lot of the Vortex is very similar, but like the mobs that change them quite a bit, and it's actually really good. As a dungeon, very good. At the end of the day. Everbloom, I feel like would work out pretty well. It's a Warlord's General dungeon. Transpose and those have been pretty easy. Shadowpen Monastery would also be interesting too. It's very linear. That's another problem with the dungeons I have, is they're very linear. There's not a lot of like routing that you can do. You just kind of run from one boss to the next, and there's not a lot of variety. Everbloom, at least you can have left hand side and right hand side of mobs that you can pull for like percentages, but you can have a lot of AoE fun. If everything is there is not super scary, you could have a lot of AoE fun. Just pull literally the world, get a couple of good kicks, and you're good. So we'll see. I don't think this is a real list though, although it would be really cool, right? We had our first set of Dragonflight dungeons in Season 1, for another set in Season 2, then no Dragonflight dungeons except for the new one for Season 3, and then by the final season you could bring back all of the other older Dragonflight dungeons if you wanted to, because by then people would have forgotten that they exist, and then they would feel like fresh content again. You know, it wouldn't feel like it's reused too heavily. It could be interesting. I wouldn't want a King's Rest or Siege of Borealis though. Like, if anything, those are the two dungeons that I had the most issues with. Grim Battle, I think, could be redone perfectly well. Shadowpen could be kind of okay. Everbloom doesn't seem too bad because it's a Warlord's General. I feel like those are pretty easy to do. Cedar Triumvirate, I don't know. If they were to tune it pretty well, like, it could maybe be okay, but I'm gonna trust with people that played in Legion and done the dungeon a lot. I would like to see Arcway. That was my favorite back in the day. But King's Rest and Siege of Borealis, I either would want to see like a butchering of those dungeons to make them the easiest thing in the world, and like remove all the annoying mechanics, all of them, every one of them, like that little like gauntlet where you walk in, you gotta fight the mini bosses or whatever. Like if that was like down to 2 bosses or removed entirely, just one of them, on maybe one mini boss or 2 of them at the very least, right? And you just fight through them, and just like it's just a room. It doesn't like close you off or anything. Maybe I could see it, but yeah, we'll see. Inca Color Challenge Mode Mogs. I mean, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, honestly. Not sure about that one. Simon from about messages in your leather worker pull to the belt. Okay. Let me do that for you right now. Okay, so I do have a craft I gotta do. You know, so I feel like there's I'd replace King's Rest and Borealis with someone else, that or butcher them. But those are the two that I feel really weird about. I wouldn't want both of them back to back like that. Have you stumbled upon Arms Warrior and it's doing well in Unplus scheme? It can do well. It got a lot of snapbackers, so you gotta make sure you don't get like smacked in the opener. But it can do pretty well. It's really not bad whatsoever. I like it a lot. I would like to push with it too, if possible. Alright, I would need... Come on, Douglas! Alright, so what is that? 70? More than enough. Lucky, please! Reroll it. Okay, I'm gonna reroll it for you. What am I missing? Leather? I'm missing resilient leather. Okay, let me get some resilient leathers. Let me get some resilient leathers. Hold on a second. Resilient leather. Here we go. How many do I need? 60? I can buy 120. They're so inexpensive. They're worth it. To make a craft easier, they're worth it. Replace King's Rest with Siege, Slag Mines, and Motherload. I'd be okay with one Motherload. I'd be okay with Motherload. I don't know about Slag Mines though. Wait, is Slag Mines the one from WoD? With ogres? That one can rot in hell. There we go, got it. Wasn't even that expensive. 120. Easy. Got done. I need one more, and then I can finish up my thing. How much are the frostbite scales? I could probably make it. Frostbite scales and awakened air. Hold on. Expert alchemist hat. Let me start it. Alchemist hat. Let me just look. Frostbite scales, because if I can get like rank 2 and if they're not expensive, I mean 6,000 gold. I'll do it for you. If that covers it. And I can get my quest done, which will be wonderful. Can awakened air. That's like 7. Yeah, I mean that's worth it. Now scales. Frostbite scales. That's worth it. Rank 2 is not terrible. Oh yeah, that more than covers it. I mean, they're not gonna get a rank 5, they're gonna get a rank 4, but like that's about the best I can do. Maybe I'll chance it, but hey. You know what, when I do public orders and I get my thing at a rank 4, I'm happy. I am sad when I get it at a rank 3, but I'm pretty happy when I can get a rank 4. Unless I put a note like, please rank 5. Because you know that even if you put a note, some people will still make it a rank 4. Do I not have enough? Resilient leather? I'm just not using all of it. No, hold on, let me buy the resilient leather. That would do a deal. That would be worth. Yo, look at dungeon. Nah, that place can also rot. That place can rot in hell. I've done that way too. I've done that one way too many times with time walking. That one is probably not that difficult, but it can rot in hell. Honestly, you want to go? You want to do a good dungeon? Resilient leather. Can I spell? Thank you. You want to do a good dungeon from WoD that's actually like hasn't burned itself out too much? Let me tell you. Let me look what we got. Grim Depot was awesome. Iron Docks was awesome. Upper Blackrock Spire. I have never done this place in a long while. I'd like to do that just for the sake of doing it. I would like to do that one just for the sake of it. Here on the nursing can edit. Okay, never mind then. So I have no idea what I'm doing for tonight in terms of my thing. Maybe, I mean, that could still chance it, right? That could still chance it. There it is. Perfect. Yo, that's worth it for 6K. Now I feel good. Now I feel really good. I got that. Didn't do that boy dirty. Hell yeah. Hey, Dad, what's up, Dan? How you doing, my man? Alkindune. That's another good one. I feel like Alkindune, though, it's kind of boring, though, as a dungeon. It's just, like, very linear, but it's not terrible. Skyreach, I think, will also be okay. Also very linear. Also, that wind mechanic. Oh, people would hate it. People would hate it. You know what dungeon I want to do? This is what they should do. Cathedral. I don't know if you guys done Cathedral. This was a at first released difficult dungeon, then nerfed it easy dungeon. If you get the easy version of it, this one was awesome. I remember enjoying it. I ran this one so many times. It was actually pretty good. Not a terrible dungeon whatsoever. Plays really well. This one could work out well as well. Another good one, not Iojara. You can die. It can rot. Blackrock Hold, we did that. No, we didn't. Not Blackrock Hold, probably. Now, Tharing Slayer works out really well this season. Ever since they nerfed it, really well done. Arcway would be awesome. I would like a Maw of Souls, a nerf version. That would be great. Seat would be weird. What about Pandaria? Scarlet Monastery and Scholarmance. Scarlet Monastery and Scholarmance. And Scarlet Hall. Scarlet Monastery, Scarlet Hall, Scholarmance. Can we get those as Mythic pluses? I would be happy. Very, very happy. What else can we do? Because like they also can do Cataclysm. They've done it before. Dead Mines. Cata version of Dead Mines. Or Shadowfang Keep. Just for the sake of Shadowfang Keep. Give it to me. Or you know what? Zulaman Zul'Gurub. When's the last time you've done either one of these? Maybe reduce the amount of bosses you have, like down to like 5. Right? Remove 1 or 2 of them. But like those are not bad either. But imagine Dead Mines is M+, man. Dang, you guys would want to do Dead Mines M+? You know, that isn't on a private server or anything like that. Because I know you can, technically. World is your oyster at that point. But, like, you get what I mean, right? That'd be so good. Alright, let's put some more points into stuff. Just gonna start putting points into bonding and stitching. The bondage and the stitching. And I guess I'll put points here just so I can keep upgrading this. Let me see if I know the Omi's got crests that they're gonna do too. OG Dead Mines, dude. OG Dead Mines. Like OG Vanilla, that would be really cool. Yes. Like upgraded version so visually it looks better, but like the same mechanics and like just change them a little bit for like the current content. I'd be cool with it. With Miss Smite in it and everything. I would like it. I think that'd be cool with the original Van Cleef and everything, not the Cata version. I'd be cool with that. But I would replace a lot of the mobs. But like the layout itself, I would like. But just the pacing would have to be different. I'd like it though. I think it'd be great. Test set out Wrath Dungeon. I don't know if they would do Wrath dungeons because they said like Cataclysm, Wrath, anything like that is too old. They were able to do Cataclysm 1 dungeon well. I don't think they'll be able to do because Vortex was done well. Second boss of Vortex was done a really good job. They did a fantastic job with that place. It is awesome. I think they did great. I don't think they're going to be able to slam it out of the home run, and I think it would be very difficult. So like I wouldn't even hold them. Like the more older dungeons they do, I think would be much harder to implement than like Legion, WAD, BFA stuff, right? Freehold, really easy to put in. Underrot, really easy to put in because it basically plays the same way. Legion dungeons, they had to nerf it because of Legos. Pit of Sauron, that would be interesting. That's an interesting one. I feel like there's a bit of that gauntlet that's a little awkward to do. They can maybe change the gauntlet instead of like a timed gauntlet. It's just like a set of mobs that you're fighting. I think that'll work fine and like clean it up. By clean it up, I don't mean like keep the same mechanics. You would have to adjust some of these mechanics, right? To modernize them a little, but like keeping the essence of what the original boss did and maybe add them a little extra. I'd be cool with it, but you will have to change them. They're just so old. They're like dusty, man. This one I don't remember either. I don't remember this place at all. I don't know about this. I think what would be cool is like probably not the Trial of the Champion. Utgard Keep as an M+ would be cool. I think just running through this place would be classic. I know it's like very linear, but I think that one could be really fun. Utgard Pinnacle could be kind of okay too. Again, if they do it like properly, so you actually don't skip this boss, right? You actually, and you don't skip this guy either. You actually have to do them. Maybe like you walk in a room and the doors close or whatever, or like you walk in a room and they start reanimating one after the other, and then the boss comes out. You could do something interesting with them. You would have to rechange them though. Like they wouldn't have be able to play the same. It would have to be like treatment of the second boss of Vortex Pinnacle, right? It would have to play differently, right? So that one has like the winds mechanic, but then they made it like you gotta jump and there's a breath and you gotta change the winds all the time, whatever. But like they did a really good job with that one. I think it was done really well. Let me see some Gundrak. Gundrak, like maybe that could work too. Culligan's Strathor could be interesting too. Although following Arthas and the talk to Arthas would be so annoying. Halls of Stone I think could maybe kind of work too, and Halls of Regeneration. Although I wouldn't want to Halls of Lightning or Halls of Stone. Like they're okay, but like I just done them on time walking so much, I'm over them really. I don't know, maybe just me. Probably the Oculus could never work. Like the whole dragon flying thing. Unless they had like dragon riding, right? Unless we could dragon ride in the dungeon, which would be amazing, right? And you could basically choose what bosses you want to do, right? What if they did that actually? They did it kind of like they did No Code. You just dragon ride in the dungeon. You just kind of like, maybe like you start at the very beginning, like you clear through the ads, you get to a place. Maybe you pick like a buff so it allows you to like fly in the frozen cold. you'd mount in your dragon riding mount, and you could either go to like the top platform to do those ads and then maybe a boss that spawns in, or maybe you can do the guy in the middle, like let you choose which of the 3 bosses you do, and at the end you fly to the top boss, but change it from like you're riding on a dragon, like doing this mini game where you're shooting off your dragon, just like your dragon ride on the platform and you fight a boss down the middle and he's like a Croesus but like a dragon, right? The big dude in the middle, got the dodge mechanics, just change that entirely. You wouldn't be able to do that vehicle combat thing at all. No, you won't be able to do that. I'm just was sick as a TBC dungeon. TBC, I think those are old as dirt. These would be really cool, but they're really old as dirt. Like you would have to do a lot of work to really make them like feel modern. Because like if you were to just to upscale them, they might play kind of okay, but I feel like there's just like they're so old and played by such old mechanics, it would be so cheesable. But like it would also be really difficult to like balance them, because like the only difficulty you can add to a lot of these dungeons is about making everything slap harder, and eventually that can hit into like a, oh, this mechanic just one-shots ya. You know, there needs to be some kind of like a fair way to like determine how well you do the mechanic or whatever, and totally like having a tank buster is perfectly normal, but I think a lot of these dungeons, older ones, relied on like, oh, big AoE damage or a big tank buster. There wasn't a lot of like complex movement or complex mechanical stuff or ad swaps or interrupt rotations or nothing. They would have to really do a lot of work there, you know. But it all kind of depends. There are some dungeons that are way too old though. BFA though, I feel like Waycrest matter. I like to see Waycrest at some point. Motherload, yeah, it's okay. Motherload is actually not terrible. Shrine of Storm is bad. Taldazaro could be good. Taldazaro is one that we haven't said anything about. This one could be really good because it played pretty well back in the day. It played really well before you had like affix. Once you got the affix, like this boss and doing the ads next to him was a little bit challenging, but otherwise it wasn't bad. And it was like multiple ways of how you could do it. You get the left hand side, right hand side, you got the boss in the middle. Like first 3 bosses you could just do them in any order you wanted. And there was a snapping thing. I do hope that maybe they fix the snapping thing so you don't do the snapping or whatever. Just like you pull mobs, maybe make them a little bit less annoying, like those little like mini raptors that just jump on you, so you have to snap them so they can't leap away, right? And then the pterodactyls that do the AoE P or whatever, like, so you didn't have to do those cheesy mechanics just to tackle the dungeon, right? Make it so it's something you can avoid. Make it something there's a little bit of like a give and take where you just don't like, okay, we'll just snap them and they can't go anywhere and we can just kind of nuke them and they don't do anything moment. You know, remove the snapping mechanic, but then fix some of those like mobs that required snapping to be able to do well in those dungeons. If they can do that, then I think it'll be fantastic because there's some fun pulls you could do there. I thought that was a beautiful dungeon. It really was. Music was fantastic too, top notch. I think they should make older raid relevant in time walking more than they give us. Time walking raids, I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, like maybe like for the final season of Dragonflight, instead of like doing older, you know, giving us a roster of Dragonflight raids for us to do, just give us a bunch of time walking raids, just those. I think with the time walking, like what they've been able to do with the Mythic Plus stuff, how they bring back old dungeons as part of the season. It's almost like you're upgrading these dungeons to our current level. And if you were to open up like every single one of the dungeons we've been able to play, we would have all, how many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 Dragonflight dungeons, 9 with Dawn of the Infinite. That's like a mega dungeon. And now you have a bunch of other dungeons that are part of the like upgradable, technical playable pool with Freehold, King's Freehold, and Underrot. From here, they even did Mechagon back during last season of Shadowlands. I mean, that's basically like playable. You could just adjust it a little bit for current expansion. They did Karazhan, that's technically like upscalable and playable. Halls of Valor, we got to play the last season. Court of Stars, Neltharin's Lair, right? The amount of dungeons that technically could be available for us at max level in Dragonflight because of the upscaling tech is growing. Technically, we could have a massive list of dungeons. I know for the season, they're limited in us, but like technically the content has been upscaled and it's technically there for them to use. It's really cool. And I wonder like if that's something they could maybe do in the future, right? If they can get it, the expansions to be less borrowed power reliant, then upscaling the tech further to higher levels for the next expansion, I imagine would be pretty easy because you just take those knobs, turning them up to our current class level. A little too high, you can turn them down. A little too low, you can turn them back up. So the difficulty is just right, and it feels very familiar to like what we had back in Dragonflight, where so we could have like a next expansion, for example. Right? And then if they could do that for dungeons, maybe eventually they could do that for raids. But with the raid, like the raids get more complex as time goes on. So if you want to bring back all the raids to like current content, you would have to restructure them if you wanted to give them like really good loot. I think so far what they've been able to do with like us being able to time walk in these raids is pretty fantastic. But for now it's like, yeah, for now it's just like that's about the thing. That's the best they can do. Also, new model. Burning tree amp model. So they actually were able to data mine like Druids of the Flame models, as well as potentially armor that you could wear. And then it looks like there's a different sets of armor that is equipable by Night Elves, almost like it's a heroic, normal, and mythic versions. But also customization options too, which I think are about the same what we have already, just not available for normal Night Elves, just for like special Night Elves. And they even have a burning tree ant called the Nostalgia Cell. The wounds of BFA are reopening. Oh no! But yeah, no, you can have a little Nostalgia Cell. That's kind of neat. They did time walker raid for Black Temple. They still have Black Temple that's available during the time walking for TBC. They have Uldawar that's also available during the time walking for Uldawar. Firelands is available. But I think those raids should maybe be available at all times, right? So if you want to get a bunch of gear for normal or even close to heroic quality, you should have access to like, hey, tonight let's not do a Vault of the Incarnate raid. Okay, maybe not, because there's an issue with that then. If you have the gear that's competitive to the current raid tier, then raiders would feel like it's mandatory for them to do, alright, let's do a full clear of the newest raid. Now let's go back into time walking raid. So they're probably gonna like keep it a special thing, so you're not mandatorily required to do. But I do think it should be encouraged, right? I think you should be able to like queue up for those raids as like almost like a Lafar kind of, whenever time walking is available. I think that'd be really fun, right? Updated dungeon journal, so like the tanks, healers, and everybody is given like all the important information they need in order to do these fights. Find a way to reincorporate them at least on a casual level, because I do think they could run into an issue. Like if that gear, if any of the gear and any of the items from there are lucrative, players would feel like they would have to do it. Like it's like, I got to, you know what I mean? That'd be the biggest issue with it. Okay, so it looks like the sheet for the groups is not updated, at least not yet. They should bring back all dungeons in a dungeon finder, make us possible to choose which dungeon we want to do. Let's take a level 2 in the dungeon where nobody skip dungeon for achievements, so you can like queue randomly for any dungeon. I don't think it's a bad idea. Like, let's say you just want to do like, okay, I just want to do a random Dragonflight dungeon, right? Time walking is available for that week. You have normal, you have heroic. But let's say you just want to do like any dungeon, literally random any dungeon, right? So you queue for any random dungeon, and as a max level player, you could basically end up in a dungeon with another player just leveling, like a group of players that are leveling, and will scale your character to that group's level. So then people that are leveling could get players that are max level scaled down into their dungeons to kind of help carry them or whatever. And maybe you could have some sort of an incentive like augment runes or something every single time you run one. And then for raiders would be just like queuing those when they need augment runes or something. Or any other currency, right? Maybe like you can earn like, I don't know, some kind of crests or whatever. Aspect crest maybe as you do it, right? Almost like charity service helping newer players get through. I feel like at the end of the day it would end up being like, depending on how good the reward is, players would just end up like pairing up as a 5-man max level player squad with a tank heal and a bunch of DPS. They're just gonna pull half the dungeon, nuke it with AoE, and just run it. Like if it's aspect crest you get out of it, people would just spam it. It'll be like a 5-man pre-mates. It wouldn't be people like trying to help out new players. I feel like it's just like depending on the reward, people would just end up like Mongo try-harding it super hard. You know what I mean? It just would end up kind of taking all the fun out of it in a way, depending on how lucrative things are. If it's too lucrative, I feel like they would just squeeze everything out of it if they can. If it's possible, they will do it. That's my biggest issue with it, you know what I mean? That's my biggest issue, just depending on how good the reward is, because if the reward is that good, people will do everything they can to farm the living hell out of it, to farm all the fun out of it. I don't know, I feel like maybe having that as a casual choice But like, there's just not a lot of reason to do like even normal and heroic dungeons right now, right? Unless you just like absolutely got no gear whatsoever, right? Maybe then I could see it. But like right now, there's just not a lot of reasons to do a normal Dragonflight dungeon or heroic dungeon. There are quests, and I feel like maybe you could add those, right? A weekly quest. Like, hey, queue for 5 of these, you get a thing or whatever. Because right now, like for newer players, if you get yourself this quest right here, fighting its own reward, you do 5 heroic dungeons, you get yourself either a heroic dungeon delver trophy crest. So it contains 15 crest fragments, so basically 1 Drake crest, which is okay. Or you can get yourself a 415 piece of gear, which is actually pretty good for a new player. Like a fresh new player, no gear at all, 415 could be a weapon. You can upgrade the 415 to a normal quality, or yeah, normal quality 430-ish or so, eventually, with enough crests. That's not terrible. That's actually pretty good. It's in champion quality. How do you get the dragon skin? The one that I got? Okay, so this one you get from, it's part of the Highland Drake. This one is the one you get from the final boss of the new raid. It is the... what do you call it? I can find it for you in a second. It's from Sarkareth. It's called Highland Drake Embodiment of the Hellforge. So it is like a Shadow Flame Dragon skin. This one you could technically get 2 of them on Mythic, guaranteed whenever you kill the boss. But you also have a chance to get it on normal, heroic, LFR. I think it's all the same chance either. So like as long as you do the raid or kill the boss on any difficulty, you have an equal chance to get it. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But I've gotten it from like a normal, I think that I did, or heroic or something. I think I was doing a Evoker on my mage. But if you kill the boss of Mythic, you also get a guarantee for this. It's a pretty cool skin. They did the same thing for Razageth last year as well. Like if you did it on Mythic or heroic, you got like a couple of guaranteed drops for that skin. But you could also get it on normal and LFR, like a chance for it. So like if you did the harder content, you were always gonna get it, and you could outfit like a whole raid full of these skins. Or you could just get it like from casual content too. This one is very, very similar. So I just got it from normal. It's not exactly a Mythic mount because technically you can get it. It's just a chance to get it on lower difficulties. But a Mythic, it's a definite guarantee. No one who wants me to raids? I'm too casual? Danish, you can always get it done on LFR. Like if you can get yourself a group that can kill Sarkareth with Age of the Void. If you can kill Sarkareth, that's a chance to do it. But also normal. If you have a character that's like 415 item level, in a decent group, plenty to get a full normal done. You just need to get like decent enough gear. 415 will be like a minimum, honestly. Hope they turn those skins into static mounts by the end of the X-Pack. I just hope instead bring dragon riding to the rest of the world, so you don't even need to do that. Just skip that step, bring dragon riding into everywhere, so I can just keep using this mount forever. LFR is scary. LFR can definitely be more difficult than Mythic, depending on the groups. Some people definitely make some of these fights much harder than they need to be. Some of the strats people do, it just makes no sense. It's like I appreciate the struggle, I appreciate the fact that they're trying, but it's like, God, you're making it so much harder than it needs to be. What are you doing? What's up, Oni? A blood DK got that mount skin and we killed Sark on Sunday. That's pretty cool. It's a chance on any difficulty that isn't Mythic, but I think it's an equal chance. I want to Dragon Ride Obsidian, Worldbreaker, and Corrupted Voidwing. I do hope that's a Dragon Riding mount. How cool would that be, right? They did say that for, what is it? It's data mine for the anniversary event, which is coming up in November, I think it is, or August? Is it November? Isn't Blizzard's birthday in November, or am I wrong about that? Is it August? When is Blizzard's birthday? Hold on. I thought it was November. Am I wrong? I'm not seeing it anywhere. I guess I'm wrong. I have no idea. But whenever that's going to be up, the data mine is going to be like a blue version, a chilled version. What's up, Eugene? How you doing, my guy? His birthday is November? Okay, I was going to say for a second, like I didn't see like, I was looking for like the ribbons, you know what I mean? Like when you have a holiday, there's like ribbons at the top. I was trying to do like November. And I guess maybe there's the purple, but that looks like it's Dark Moon. But it's not really saying Blizzard birthday. It normally has like a big WoW logo and like special ribbons at the top. You see how it has like Christmas lights and has like leaves for fall for the Pilgrim's Bounty, and has like this whole Halloween thing. Brewfest. That's what I was looking for. Because I don't know what date it is. I was just like, what are these months? I know it by the decorations. My god. What was I gonna say? Or Storm Scale Incinerator, though it's a store mount. I mean, it does look like they're starting to change some of those mounts to give them the dragon riding abilities. Like a lot of the dragons, from Proto Drakes to any of the other Drakes, they're starting to like implement their skeleton over on PTR hidden, though people have been able to data mine it, right? So it's like it's meant to be discovered, but it looks like they're starting to adjust a lot of those dragon skeletons so they can dragon ride. Taking all the older models, right? Old as dirt models that are literally 2 polygons rubbed together. Did I do dragon? To show off all my dragons. Literally models like these, right? Literally 2 polygons. You rub them together and you make this thing. That will be able to dragon ride. This thing too, right? All these have getting those. Not you. You're not a dragon. Also not you. Not a real dragon. That's not a real dragon either. That's a dragon. That's a dragon. But like they're taking a lot of the models and they're applying like a skeleton of dragon riding to all of them. Every single one of them. So they can do like all the loop-to-loops and moves. But they're also going beyond that. They're also doing this for... They're also doing that for... Not any one of you. These guys. They're also doing it for griffins. They're applying it for griffins. Which is kind of cool. But yeah. Well, what's it called mount? Which one is it, please? The one I have? So that's like a skin of the Highland Drake. Hi. That's the skin of a Highland Drake. Are they looking at the mount too? Or they just maybe looking around? Hello? That's the, I just had it pulled up. It's the one from, this one, Embodiment of the Hellforged. That's one. Pterodactyl? Yeah, those technically are dragons too. Technically. Wonder if other mounts will get such treatment because they don't really want to use dragon mounts. Yeah, so I mean, like, if they're doing it for griffins, I imagine they could do it for other flying mounts as well. You know, I think that'd be kind of cool if they gave that's kind of like flying mechanics to other mounts also. Like griffins and stuff and everything else. That we just need to find like a skeleton to do it. But I think the griffin and the wyvern, or maybe not wyvern, but like, maybe wyvern actually, hold on. Because like this thing is kind of like a griffin, right? Because griffin has like talons and they have wings. So you can maybe kind of like put that together, except their talons are also, their front feet are also like part of the wings as well. They would have to adjust it, but it looks like they are starting to add like skeletons for like some of the, like, when you do this move right here. When you're flying your dragon and do this front surge, like this thing, they have that for griffins already. So they already are adding models of like dragon riding animations for non-dragon models as well. Griffin is the only one I know of. Maybe there's more, but that's about all I've seen on like Twitter. That's about all I've seen. But maybe there'll be more. I'll be swimming around real fast on beam out. I don't know if, like, maybe beam mounts will be able to do it. They might end up being like, they might end up doing it for like very specific mounts. Because technically, like the book, it's a flying mount. But I couldn't see this thing dragon ride, you know? I could also see like the Mechagon Peacekeeper technically can also fly. But I wouldn't be able to like, I couldn't see that thing as like a dragon riding mount and using dragon riding abilities. I feel like maybe they could add some other and unique mechanical, like, mechanics of flight. Like this thing too. I could see maybe this have like a different flying mechanic, not dragon riding specifically. You know? Because that would be the difference is dragons, they fly forwards. There's a momentum to it. But when you're on a machine, you can fly forwards, you can fly backwards, you're not constantly moving. You can stand still and hover, right? It's just a bunch of like laser propulsion engine looking things. And I can kind of, and maybe like anti-gravity kind of looking thing, right? I would imagine it would behave in the air very differently than this thing that kind of just like flies forward. It doesn't really hover. It's just like flapping its wings in like a very specific angle. You know what I mean? Like this thing could see it fly forward. Or something. But like the jelly, now I love the jelly. I couldn't really see this thing dragon riding. Imagine if this thing was trying to dragon ride. I don't think it would work. Because this thing kind of just like floats. It doesn't really fly. It just floats. That's the best way I'd put it. You know? So I feel like maybe certain mounts I could give dragon riding to and then invent other forms of riding that are just different. And I think that'd be kind of cool. It'd be unique. Maybe like have them all be able to achieve the same speeds. But like dragons can do like going up, going down, changing speeds very quickly, while other mounts maybe like they slow down, speed up a lot differently, but they basically can travel the same way. but like they can fly, they could just stand still, while dragons can't really do that, you know? That's about the best you can do when it comes to dragon hovering. You don't really stay in the air for too long. That's about the best you can do, but you gotta constantly like forward momentum and try to see if you can maneuver around with that. I can see something like this, like something creative, something fun. But who knows, maybe they'll just apply it and just like slap it all to everybody. Bro, class mount dragon riding? I mean, that'd be kind of cool, right? Yeah, the bird would be kind of neat. The raven, that'd be awesome. Yeah, my guy, what's up, Shane? How you doing, my guy? Hope you have a good one. The most important mechanic, being able to backflip on your dragon mount, that'd be cool, honestly. That would be neat. Just doing like a loop-to-loop? Hell yeah. If you bats the dragon rider would be sick. True. I think anything that's like, that just like flies forward would work. Warrior class mount? Yeah, I mean, it's a proto Drake. DK mount would work pretty well. You know what I mean? I could even maybe see like this thing, Slime Serpent to some degree, doing that. While we're at it, the Pandaria Drakes also could probably dragon ride just fine. They don't necessarily have wings, but like, there is definitely some forward momentum thing you could do with it, right? I mean, we have the Slither Drakes, they're basically all that. This thing would be able to fly just fine. What else is there? This thing would be able to fly dragon ride just fine. It's basically a Highland Drake. You could apply the models to that. This thing could probably just fly just fine. It's like a Spore Bat looking thing. Like a modified Spore Bat skeleton. You know, like this thing. This thing could probably just fly forward just fine. That could be neat. This thing would work out too. That's just literally a dragon. This thing needs to be a dragon riding mount. This thing is awesome. Frost Brood Protoworm would be awesome as a dragon riding mount. I wish it changed it. And this needs to be able to dragon ride insta. This thing is awesome. Because this thing was really cool to get way back when the Wrath of Lich King was announced. Really cool looking mount. I just really wish it had like that dragon riding. Because it has a skeleton for it and everything. You know what I mean? This thing, I could see this thing dragon riding as well. Just fine. I don't know about Maldraxx's bee or the, what is it? The fly? I guess, but like, insects can fly like in almost any direction, really. So I don't know how that would work out, but. Same thing with this. I just got smoke bomb. It's literally just a smoke bomb. This thing, I think that could kind of dragon ride forward. This thing, it's a bird. It could fly forward. These things, yeah, these things, dude. Look at them. Yeah. Which one was the outlaw technically? So this is the toxic inclined. What do you want to show, Benz? I think this is the outlaw one. Don't see it coming as a subtlety version. They're all very barely distinguishable. This thing too, that should have been a dragon riding mount, I think. That would have been awesome. This thing would be insane as a dragon riding mount. You know? Like something like this technically can fly, but I couldn't see this dragon ride. The bird would work out pretty well. I don't know about the fish, technically it can fly. I couldn't see this thing dragon ride. This thing either. Like it's just like it's an egg. Honestly. Has ever someone told lore behind Cloud Serpents and the Flying Fox thing is in another world? Not gonna lie. I don't think so. I think it's just like, I don't think it's untold. I think it's just like, they're very similar and I don't think they've really thought too much about it. They just want to reuse the model because it's kind of neat. I mean, they're cool, but I don't think they're related whatsoever. You know what I mean? I don't think it could make some, I can't even like put something together like in my imagination of like how they'd be related. My favorite Drake's, not gonna lie, Cloud Serpents, they're really cool, honestly. Probably because I started playing WoW late mob, just love them. I mean, if they basically were to take a look at the skeleton of this thing, the Slither Drake, right? If they could just have the skeleton of this thing, minus its legs, how it runs on fours, like I feel like this thing could work really well. Because look, just minus the wings, or maybe they could even add like, they get like some celestial wings when they're flying about, right? Maybe they could do something like that. Give them like celestial wings when they're mid-air. And then just kind of feels a bit more fitting. I think that would work out pretty well. They would need like a different like walking cycle. Because this thing has legs and they wouldn't. So I think if they did move on the ground, they should have like a snaky kind of like hover above the ground thing about them. You know? Just something that would kind of just like feel more natural. But I mean, like all these animations would work out really well for them. Because basically this thing, besides legs, feet. What do we call them? But it will look good. There's another person just randomly flying around. That's what's enjoyable for me, is just seeing people just randomly flying around and just perched up in different places. I think that's gonna be my favorite part of Dragonflight. Just everybody on the dragons just like in random areas. The dude's always perching up above too. Random people just flying around just for funsies. Is it legit snake cobra mounts? I don't think there is. Dragon riding the Fell Drake would feel amazing. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. But yeah, I do hope they end up bringing it to everywhere else at some point. And then just like apply it to a bunch of mounts and then maybe like come up with... I mean, eventually I would want every mount to be able to utilize the dragon riding system in some way or another. But also would like if there was a bit of diversity. Like if mechanical mounts and then like if like dragons and griffins and all of them flew a little differently, right? If there's just like a little bit different mechanics to how each one of them operates and how each one of them flies, while still being able to give them all like very, very similar flying speeds. I think that'd be really cool to see in the future. Alrighty boys, I'm gonna go. I think we got a raid in about 30. I have no idea if I'm in or not. I was thinking maybe do a key before the raid, but at this point, like what, 30 minutes before the raid starts? At this point, I'm just gonna chill, eat some food, get very, very a little bit of work done, but mostly just raid and just chill. Wasn't there a Cobra one back in the day? A Cobra one. Cobra. What do you guys mean by Cobra mount when you say Cobra? I know there's this thing. Is that what you mean, like a Chimera? Because I think this thing could definitely be a dragon riding mount. Easily. But I don't know about a Cobra mount. I don't know what you would mean. Like an actual snake. Have there ever been a snake mount? I don't think so. I know there have been snake mobs, but I don't think there've ever been like a snake mount. I know they have a crab, and they've done like a variety of different creatures, but I don't think I've ever done like a snake. Like a proper snake. They've done a wheel. Like a bike. But no, I don't think they've ever done like a proper snake mount. Gotta just like clicking through them. There's a snail. That's not quite a snake, but like there's this thing, a snail. Kind of like a snake. Shackled or Zul as a mount would be cool. Like a dragon riding mount. Or like at least it can fly forwards. Or whatever. Then I got a glider from Leisure Chart, but no snake. I have a beetle, but no snake. I have a rocket. There's a blood serpent. Find it. It was a serpent from Nazoth, like these things, but it's not really a snake. And the other serpents are just the Misopandari mounts. That's not really a snake though, it's like a leech, like a flying leech. Yeah, no flying serpents, I mean like proper snake. I don't think it was a snake, no. I don't think I've ever done that. Thinking of the mob. There's a lot of mobs that are snakes in like Sathralis. Like there's entire boss in Sathralis is a snake. But I don't think they've ever done like a proper snake mount. Although, I mean, that could be a cool idea, right? Imagine if you could ride, not this one. This one as a mount, just like with a saddle or something. That'd be kind of neat. That'd be kind of cool. Apparently they're adding more. Wait, they added the shields into Brewfest? So they added like a Mog, I guess? No, shields. Look at that. A shield on your back. And like a shield that you can have like on the side. That's kind of neat. Cool. It's like part of like a keg with the tab still on top. That's kind of cool. Let's keep that in mind. Alrighty. Neat. Are you even warming boys from Northern? I guess you could do those too. I was thinking the basin mobs. Arathi Basin? Which basin? There's a couple of basins. When you say basin, I'm thinking like Arathi. But there's probably another one. Surely need to make hunter being able to ride their pets. One day, yeah, I can see like a big enough mount, maybe. That could be kind of cool, but it has to be a big enough mount though. But at this point, like maybe riding a mount, I don't know. You have mounts, but then you have companions. Your mount is a companion. You're treating them as an equal. Riding them, I don't know if they treat them as an equal. But to each is their own, yeah. I'm sure they would have done it a while ago. There's probably some game limitations behind like being able to ride a mount, but also having it help you in combat. I think otherwise they would have been able to do that a while ago. Unless it's like a vehicle. But then again, if you're riding a vehicle, the mechanics of like a vehicle are very different than riding a mount. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's technically I could see it, but I think they would have done it a while ago. That was like a easy thing to do. There's probably limitations by the game. To be fair, the game is really old. The fact that they've done dragon riding on a game like this, the fact that we can dragon ride on a game that's as old as dirt, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's a miracle, and it plays and works really well. And the fact they could even do a class like Evoker with how much mobility that thing has, I mean, it's crazy. They're definitely pushing the limits, but I feel like if they could have easily done that, I think they would have. I think that would have been really cool. You can ride on Haiti. Can you ride on Haiti? Is that a thing? In Legion. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember that ever. But I'll take your word for it. I have no idea. Imagine WoW and Unreal Engine 5. I don't think they would ever do it. One, I think it just wouldn't work. Because they're like, what Unreal Engine 5 can do versus what they can do with whatever engine they're using. I think it would take a long time, like an expansion's worth of time, to like take everything the WoW can do into Unreal Engine 5. You know what I mean? I think it would just take way too long. Plus, the game is also very much spaghetti code. I wouldn't be surprised if like a good portion of it was like an 1/8 of that time would be transposing, and the rest of the time, 7 out of 8, 7/8 of it was just like bug fixing the entire time. I feel like if there was like that from the start, maybe the AI is insane. It would be would do most of the work for him. I don't know if that's true or not. I feel like would AI be able to untangle all the different strings and spaghetti that Blizzard has built up over the last few expansions? You know what I mean? Because right now the game is like this. If you move a rock over to the side in the Barrens, all of a sudden Arathi Basin, or rather Warsong Gulch, you can't queue for it. You literally, there are some things like if you move a rock 2 inches to the left, all of a sudden the battleground doesn't work anymore. You just can't enter it no matter what happens. No matter if you queue for it or walk up to the instance or anything. It's literally, there's so many things that like, it's just a rock and you move to the side, but somehow that rock in its positional is interconnected with literally random parts of the game. Where like you fix one thing, but then 12 other things breaks and then you gotta fix those, and that something else breaks, and it's almost like you gotta kind of prop everything on stilts and hope that it doesn't fall apart. And it's just like, it's so finicky. Like I don't, what is it? Send a recraft? Hold on, I got another recraft. I don't have any, I don't have any, here we go. Didn't, what was he trying to do with this thing? Haste Mastery, Haste Mastery. Was he just trying to take it up again? Oh, he's trying to remove the increased duration of Dragon potions. Ah, okay. Here we go. Easy. Okay. Do not stream your raids? I do, but it's like the tier is over, right? So when the tier wasn't over, I was in for every single one of the fights. Now that the tier is over, I'm usually not in for the first like half the bosses, because one, they don't give me any good loot, so I don't really need anything out of them. Second, even if I wanted to be in, it's like, yeah, I could be in, But like we also have trials, and early bosses are a pretty good place to like test trials and see how they do, see how they adapt. So plus all other players do need gear as well from the other places. So it's just like, okay, so even if we fill it with people who need gear, any free spaces probably should be filled with trials. It's a pretty good place for them to just like get their shot and do some of the fights and get comfortable and try stuff and whatever. So I'm basically on a bench up until the final few bosses that are the more difficult ones, which is where I can get my loot, as well as the final boss, which is like still, you know, doing Sarkareth on the kill comp, probably is the best place to be for a couple of weeks until it's just fully on farm and then you can swap people out willy-nilly as much as we want them. So I'm not in for the first few fights, so it's like, since I'm not in for like the first 5 bosses, if I were to stream, I would just be hanging out with chat while I have Discord stream pulled up with somebody else doing the boss, and that just will be almost the entire stream. Maybe like Wednesday I'm able to stream the raid fights for some of them, but that's what happens when the prog is over. You know, my class just doesn't need anything off of the first few bosses, so I just don't see a lot of play until the final bosses. But we first gotta fight through those until we get to Echo and then Sark. Once we get the skip for Echo and Sark, I'm sure what we'll do is like Kazara, Echo, Sarkareth, which I'll be in for, right? So then maybe we could do a Tuesday night streams. But I think if anything, maybe tomorrow, maybe. That's a heavy maybe. Then go with an alt. The thing is, like, even then, let's say like, okay, what if I go an alt? We still have a roster of like more than 20 people for a fight that has 20 people. We have people that are in that need the gear, and then crappy alts don't really get a priority. Trials are gonna get priority. People that need gear get a priority. People that are main swapping for like a role that we need specifically are gonna have a priority. And then it's whatever other spots that are available. And I'm always like, hey, if you need something, bring my evoker. I'd love to give it a try. But we just haven't had the spots because we have actually a pretty lively roster. So what am I supposed to do? Just tell one of the trials, hey, you ain't playing tonight. It's like the perfect time to have them play. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what happens when you have like an organized comp and you have actually more than 20 people on a roster. There's plenty of bodies that are ready to play and plenty of opportunity to either test trials or get gear or get some of the key items for people that are re-rolling for another class that we need as we were prepping for the next year or whatever. So then I just end up kind of drawing the short straw until the final few bosses. You know what I mean? Yeah, sure would be. I mean, if I was, let's say, main swapping to augmentation, I feel like that'd be worth. But I'm not really planning on main swapping at the moment, right? Not really planning to swap at the moment as it is right now. But yeah. The entire expansion is about wait, hold on. The entire expansion to make it Unreal Engine and decades to fix bugs and glitches, and 3 other months to fix the skill balance. Brago, I feel like maybe the word to take Dragonflight itself and everything Dragonflight. If they would just take a Dragonflight map and certain mechanics of classes, right? Certain very, very basic mechanics. A lot of class mechanics are they stretch from like all the way to vanilla, and to today they're just being kind of like flip-flopped and reorganized in so many different ways. If you were to bring in the Evoker, which is a brand new class, you could probably have a playable Evoker in Unreal Engine, playable mobs of in Dragonflight in Unreal Engine, maybe even Dragonflight dungeons being somewhat playable in Unreal Engine. But like transposing all this other stuff would probably be very difficult. If they could do it in like in a month, I think they would. I think they would make the switch. I don't think it's that easy ever though. Especially when it comes to game development, it is never easy. When it comes to engines, it is never easy. You know what I mean? They even said themselves, like, if we were to like try to untangle all of the spaghetti code and all the issues that have been stretched out from like vanilla to today, it would basically be like an entire expansion's worth of effort. So they are doing it little by little when they can, but they're not going to be able to just like take an entire like 2 years just to untangle all of it, because like content's got to come. You know what I mean? So they're trying to find workarounds and they're going for fixes here and there, and they do a lot of like back-end fixes a lot of the times. Like this is why you can get like new system like bags that were able to expand the bags. Remember when they had like bags when like you get 4 extra slots in your main bag if you get the authenticator or whatever? To expand bags would break the entire game. You would expand one person's bag and the entire game shuts down. It couldn't handle it. They found a fix, they found a way to expand it even by 4 slots, which is massive. And they were like, all right, get authenticator. Just to like promote security or whatever, which is good, but it's basically free as long as you got authenticator, which you should have. But yeah, it's like they would do those things if they could, And like what they did, added dragon riding, that's new, so they had to do some fixes to make that work. And they're adding pings into WoW too, so it's like, it's very, very new, but it's gonna be interesting. So they are fixing stuff as best as they can. But yeah, it would be dream though if everything ran on like Unreal Engine 5, because some of the stuff people could do on Unreal Engine, I mean, it just looks gorgeous. Although, I feel like there's also a lot of scam games that are coming out of Unreal Engine just because of how easy it is to work with. I imagine they would be able to get so much more content if the game was in Unreal Engine 5, but it's just like, I imagine it would be pretty difficult to do. Difficulty and probably heavy too. Yeah, like I'm not gonna pretend like I know this stuff like the back of my head. I feel like a lot of people are like, yo, just swap the game over, it's easy, but it's like I think they would have. I think they would have. There's a lot of people at Blizz that are pretty passionate about the things they do work on. Even there's a lot of people that are just like don't really get the spotlight on, like, you know, in like whatever patch is updated, like as people making some of these new features happen. Usually you don't really name them by name, like who made it. So there's a lot of unsung heroes that do try their very, very best. But yeah, it's just kind of crazy. Alrighty, boys, I'm gonna be going for the night. Get myself some food. Probably grab myself a bottle of water and just mostly AFK while we get through some of the bosses. I don't know which bosses I'm in for the night, but we'll see. Thank you all. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow for I guess more class stuff. Maybe we'll do some PTR stuff. Take a look at some of the new Mist River and Resto Druid changes. That'll be fun. But yo, you guys take it easy. I appreciate you so much for coming by. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next stream. Peace.